Mr. Clean is a machine, mean sex machine. That really rocks. Yeah.
Hey. Welcome to another Saturday night with this crazy new stream I'm calling Let's Talk. And you know what I have to say for all of those of you who have come back.
Every time you find yourself here, it's because you chose to come back.
Thank you for returning. And if you're here for the first time, thanks for being here. What do we have? We have 25 people here already. And I see Dushan and Marcus and Magnosis. Hey, hello to all of you. That's a worldwide crew right there between the three of them. Good to see all of you. I am just going to jump right in to bringing on our first guest, who at this point on number 4 is essentially co-host. So let's bring in Dave from Callie's Room.
Good evening.
What's up,
How are we
man?
doing tonight?
Alrighty. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. No complaints here.
I love the colors behind you. That's rocking with the blue and
Yeah.
the pink, the fuchsia-ish and the blue-ish together. It's looking good.
Have to change it up a bit, you know?
Right on, right on. You guys, I actually saw in the news, I mean, on the various things I look at and my weather app, that the East Coast is getting hit with some pretty heavy-duty storms tonight. And you mentioned something to me earlier in a chat.
Yeah.
What are you guys looking at right now out there?
Pouring rain. Yep. Lots of rain. Rain and thunderstorms. So it was pretty wicked last time I checked. So
Okay. How are we doing with say wind and the potential of damaging storms tonight?
I mean, as far as the weather is concerned, like what they're saying, they just said if you can avoid being outside, stay indoors.
Well, there you go. That sounds like a good plan, I suppose. And that's why you're here.
That's why I'm here, you know?
Margie's in the house.
Hello, Margie. We like her, right? We like her.
Yes, yes. And she wants Anooj. You have to be patient, Margie. Learn some patience. Allie's here. Hey, Allie.
I know I'm not Anooj, but what the hell?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Marcus giving a lovely hello to her. Captain wants to know who's drinking tonight. I am not. Dave?
Neither am I.
This is, at this point, so far a sober stream, but I have a feeling, that'll change when Anooj gets here.
Yeah.
Hey, Taffy. And Joe Down loves your colors too.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure that wasn't serious.
Yes, certainly. You never know know with Joe, right?
I actually have a fragrance here that came out the same year he was born, originally.
Oh, is it the original Fougere? What's it called?
Yeah, Fougere Royale.
Fougere Royale. Oh, it is.
Yeah, by
Look at
Ubagant.
That's funny. Good one.
Stuff's amazing.
Are you wearing that tonight? Is it your scent of the
I am
evening?
not. You want to cover that? What did you wear today?
I just applied in the last 20 minutes. I wore nothing until then. I just shaved and showered, so I just applied then. I am wearing, this is relatively new. I just picked it up, I don't know, like 4 months ago or so. And this is probably like the third or fourth time I'm wearing it. It is Prada's Vetiver.
How do you like that?
I actually like it a lot. It's pretty subtle. It's a subtle, clean vetiver. It sort of is doing for vetiver here what this line has done for Iris in other ways.
Okay.
It's really nice, clean, simple. Sometimes I want to be a little more complicated, a little more intense. Sometimes I just want to be kind of clean and simple. And this is a really lovely, clean and simple vetiver fragrance. I would highly recommend for those of you who like that sort of thing.
Prada does clean and fresh very, very well.
Yeah.
Aside from what's popular, I have their, well, in terms of soapy clean, I have their Pour Homme, Amber Pour Homme. That's a great one. Fantastic stuff.
I have a dog, barking dog. Sorry. I have quite a few well, not quite a few. I mean, I have like 5 or 6 products. I have both the pour homme and I have the original one and the one in the black bottle of the
Oh, the
same one.
intense.
The intense. Where
Yeah.
is that? Where is that? And then I have Prada L'Homme, I have the regular Prada L'Homme Low, Prada L'Homme. Oh, I have some of them in another location. Prada L'Homme. What's the other one called? Water or something? It's got a little ginger in it.
Oh yeah, the water splash. Or something like that.
And I have Intense, Prada L'Homme Intense. And I don't wear them as much anymore, but I love them. I really do love that line. And they are ones I will pull out every now and then. I do, at least a few times a year, I have to spray Prada L'Homme Intense. It is, to me, that's a classic. It's gorgeous, I think. Nice and spicy, kind of very evening-like, it's a good one.
Like the darker counterpart of the original, right?
Yeah, exactly. The one in the black bottle, which, come on, I should have that here.
I don't own that one, nor do I own Low. I just have the, what the hell do they call that? Just Prada L'Homme, I guess, right?
Prada L'Homme, yeah, the original standard bearer of that.
I gotta tell you, man, I'm kind of bored of that one. I was wearing it a ton last year, and then I just got kind of tired of it.
Yeah, I used to wear it a lot. My bottle's almost gone. This is the intense one, actually. My L'Homme, the other one that I wear the most. Wait, the regular L'Homme. The one I've worn the most is L'Homme Low. The L''EAU. That's great in the summer. Highly recommend.
I heard.
This is, water splash. Here's that one.
Yeah, okay.
This has the fanciest bottle.
That's a beautiful label. I really like that label design that they use there.
Yeah, me too. Oh, here's the black. Here's the intense version.
Amber Pour Homme Intense.
Yes.
Okay.
But wait, so did you spray anything yet tonight?
I did. I have 2. My scent of the day was Nishane B-612. I was feeling a fougere today. I've been actually really digging my masculines. However, the crazy thing when I wear this, sometimes, not always, is women say that they can picture themselves wearing it. And that's happened multiple times. Not just once. It wasn't like a one-off thing. I've had many women say
what?
That they could picture wearing this fragrance.
Okay.
Meaning that it's unisex. It's not as masculine. It's so I did a small little write-up. I haven't had time, unfortunately, to do long thought out write-ups for Instagram. But this one starts out but pretty spiky. It's a little sharp in the opening, but when it dries down, it has this texture, not smell, but texture very, very similar to a talcum powder texture, like that. And it's powdery, it's musky. You have the aromatic components that you would, expect the fougere to have. You definitely have woods here as well. It's a beautiful fragrance. I mean, I've worn a ton of this.
It's been on my list, and I meant to get a sample of it one time. I still haven't smelled it, but everything I've read and heard about it sounds like something I would like.
It's really great. I think it's fantastic stuff. And unlike most Nishanes, this isn't really nuclear. It's when you compare it to other fougères, it is, but it by itself, I mean, it has great lasting power and all that, but it's not very scream and shout. But this is another one where I only do let me see, what did I do today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 6 sprays. of this morning. And
I got, speaking of sprays, I'm sorry. This one is light enough. I think I didn't count, but I probably have 10 or 11 sprays on.
Yeah.
So
yeah, see, this is one where you don't need more than 6. You're good. You're good. But yeah, so 6 sprays, and I've almost worn half the bottle. So
wow,
definitely love this one.
Is it fairly standard fougere, or is there something that sets it apart?
I think it's pretty unique because it does have this kind of sort of like mineral aspect going on. So if you read the write-up, this was one time that a description of a fragrance actually fit what it smells like. Like, I feel like the story kind of matches the fragrance. It's based off an asteroid, and you can kind of get like that. Like, if you could picture what a moon rock could smell like, you have the mineral aspects, the dusty kind of powdery aspects. You definitely pick that up here. Would I say it's unique? Yes and no, really, to be quite honest with you, because again, when it dries down, it has those aspects of a fougere that you would want the fougere to have. Or I'm sorry, not want the fougere, but expect a fougere to have. Is it unique? Yeah, yes and no. Is it modern? Absolutely. It definitely is a modern take on a fougere. This isn't one of those you're going to smell and be like, oh wow, this harkens back to like the 70s or 80s. No way. This is definitely a modern smelling fougere that I guess anybody could really wear. It's great stuff. My scent of the night you'll appreciate even more. I can't get enough of this stuff, man.
Right on. I told you, man, it's so freaking good. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say that now, I think I'm freaking Reaper or something. But ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't catch what Dave Callie's groom room just held up, hold that up again.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me put you on there. That is the Zoo Everlasting. It is probably the one I've hyped the most in the last couple months, and our friend Rachel is hyping. And so Dave went on and bought it. Tell us about it. Give us your impression.
So, well, first things first, you guys forced me to blind buy this. No, you didn't force me to, but it definitely was a blind buy. But you and Rachel both at different times told me that I was going to love this. You guys both know my taste, so I trusted you with that. When I first sprayed this on, so many things happen at once. You get kind of this sappy, sort of syrupy quality, but it's not sweet. It's more resinous, sap-like, because the texture, you feel like you could pick the sap off the tree and kind of roll it between your fingers. So it's like, it's that type of texture. I also get, and I said this to you and Rachel too, there's something very familiar in here, smelling like Immortelle, but when I went on the website, I couldn't find anything that would suggest that there may be Immortelle in here.
Okay.
But I would be shocked if they're not using it, because I get a pretty hefty dose of Immortelle here. But what it reminds me of, if you've ever walked out like the night after a rainstorm in the autumn and you're kind of walking through the leaves, you really get that. This to me captures certain aspects of the autumn time. This one this will probably be one of my signature scents this fall, most likely.
Cool.
Oh,
it is,
man.
I've been wearing it throughout the summer, like once or twice a week even. I just wore it yesterday. Freaking love it, man.
Oh, it's so good. My girlfriend, it's funny, when I had her smell my arm, she was smelling the complete dry down. And she's like, wow, that's really nice. What is that? She's like, is that new? Like, yeah. Because she kind of knows, she has a nose for telling me what's new, what's not new, And I said, yeah. And she goes, that's really nice. And I was shocked because I thought for sure she was going to absolutely hate this. Because if I wore like freshies around her all day and all night, like all year long, she would be thrilled. But I can't. So I said, but I'll tell you this, though. I guarantee you won't like the opening. The opening hits you, like I was saying, the opening hits you with a bunch of different things. It's resinous, it's spicy, it's syrupy, it's smoky too. I noticed there are smoky tendencies about this. Almost like in the distance, if you've ever taken a drive, like especially like countryside, if you've ever taken a drive through the country and you could smell like somebody is maybe having a bonfire or something in the distance, though, not near you, but in the distance, you can smell like the charring wood. That's what I get here.
I don't pick up a lot of smokiness, but I could see maybe like it certainly doesn't stand out to me, but maybe if I stick my nose in and think about it, I might find that.
It's so freaking good. See, and that's one of the things that I'm still getting to know this fragrance, but that's why I've been spraying it on test strips. I sprayed it on the test strip, and when I handed Fernando, when I handed it to her, she's like, "Oh, what is that?" And I said, "That's this." She goes, "There's no way that it goes from this to that." I said, "Oh, it does." It smacks you with all these different things, all these different nuances in the beginning, but then it dries down to something extremely lovely. And you hit the word the other night when we were talking, sexy. It is the trail that this thing leaves behind is intoxicating. It's so freaking good. So good. The way this is composed is just amazing. With how they're getting all these different accords and everything to work with each other. But I wouldn't call this, there is like a syrupy sweetness, but I wouldn't call it a sweet perfume. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Like there is a certain sweetness to it that I get, but I don't think of it as sweet overall at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it, you know.
You know what it is.
And I think it's because the sweetness to me feels very natural from the labdanum, from the resins, the natural sweetness.
The resins.
Rather than some added, chemical sweetness,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, there's definitely you hit the nail on the head right there. You said it. The sweetness probably coming from resins, I would guess. But it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Well worth the money. Definitely not a safe blind buy. I would highly suggest sampling this, but now I want to try the rest of the line to see what they have to offer because I'm really, really, really loving that. Quite a bit.
I have tried like 5 or 6 of them.
Are they all
a little far out? Some of them are a little far out there.
Well, I mean, this is very unique. I haven't smelled anything quite like this before.
Yes. Unique, yet I think very likable. I really do. And you said don't blind buy, and look, people shouldn't blind buy. Sample it. But I feel like this is a pretty safe blind buy. Like I do think it has, without being typical, I do think it could have a mass appeal. I think a lot of people could find things to relate to and enjoy in this one. Whereas some of their other ones, like I really respect the house a lot, but some of the others are pretty far out and hard, like pretty challenging. Margie can attest because we've both sampled Sailors, which she likes Sailors. Was it Sailors? Something Sailors, I think.
I'll tell you what, man, real quick. I don't mean to interrupt you, but some things that Margie talks about and says that she loves impress the hell out of me because there's not many women that would have the same taste. You know what I'm saying? Like there are some things that she talks about that I'm like, wow, she actually likes that. That's wild, But this
she does
really
like some pretty intense stuff.
There's a buttery quality about this too. Interesting.
Yeah, I swear, like you guys have heard Rachel rave about this. You've heard me rave about it. Now you're hearing Dave.
Thanks to you and Rachel.
Seriously, you guys go at least get samples from the zoo and smell this.
Yeah. It's great. It's really
such
great
stuff.
I
So-
was impressed. And the other thing is too, it's just great. We all do this, right? We all open up take a cap off of a fragrance, and it's great just to smell off the atomizer. It's a really great fragrance.
So, okay, now we know what we're wearing and we know how much we all love Everlasting from the Zoo, New York. And now we're also going to know how we enjoy our next guest. Look who's here. It's special guest Anooj.
There he is.
What up?
What's going on,
guys?
buddy?
What up?
How are
you
you?
guys doing? Can you guys hear me properly? All good?
Absolutely.
I hear you. Look, the way our cameras are set up, Anooj looks tiny.
I am tiny. I'm a little shit.
Yeah, but you're about 3'9".
Yeah.
All right. The way this is set up right now.
Yeah, close enough. How are you guys?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Good, good. Lucky and blessed. Good to see you guys.
Are you getting any of the storms that are heading through our East Coast, Anooj?
I don't think so. We've had like a little bit of rain here and there, but at least not in the Toronto area. I think parts of a little bit more north is getting hit a lot. There's more warnings more than anything else, right? So how bad do you guys have it?
Because it looked like they kind of started getting heavy around the Detroit area, so that's not super far from you. So I didn't know if they made it up there.
Yeah, anyways.
All right. So everybody is saying hi to Anooj.
What's up, Chad?
Anooj,
All of you that are saying hello to Anooj, don't forget to check out Nishane Perfumes.
Yes. Oh wait, I have a thing for that here. Boom. There we go.
Enchanté.
Anooj, you seem to be one of the most well-loved people in Fragcom.
It's good.
Is that hard to live up to?
No, not really, because there's always going to be people that don't like that kind of shit, right?
I've never heard anyone talk shit about you.
Yeah.
Unlike everybody else. Everybody else has had their shit talked about them.
Well, I'll have my
it.
day in the sun. It'll eventually come, right? I shit about myself to begin.
I forgot something.
We'll see if we can help that. We'll spur that on tonight.
It's Enchanté Perfumes. Enchanté Perfumes. Enchanté Perfumes.
There you go. You guys, I tend to like this one because you can see us better. We're bigger. But do we like this one? Does the chat care? I've asked before and I've gone to the other one, but I'm kind of feeling like maybe this one right now tonight.
Yeah, so leave it. Leave it.
Right.
No, nobody cares.
All right. Because now Anooj is even smaller.
Yeah, if that's even possible.
Oh, it's possible. It just happened. Hey, how's perfume business doing? How's the website? How's the store?
Steady as it goes, man. Always.
Excellent.
Yeah, no complaints.
So Anooj, I think everybody here that's hanging out here in our chat that's watching right now, I think everybody knows you pretty well. So I'm not like going to necessarily go through like some bio on you or anything.
Yeah.
But
All right.
we do have questions.
All right. Sure.
And here's what I did is I polled several people and asked them what questions they would have for you. And I wrote some of my own. And I'm not going to ask all of them, I'm sure. Otherwise, we'd probably be here till tomorrow. This would be another 8-hour stream. I'm not going to do that. But I'll just kind of randomly go through them and we'll see what happens.
Cool.
But before I do that, let me ask you, what the hell's going on in Toronto right now? What do you wear? Are you wearing anything tonight?
I did, yeah. Today I just splashed on this old bad boy. It's not that big of a deal. If you guys remember the first Kenneth Cole for Men. right? From 2001, 2002. At that time, since it was the only fragrance by Kenneth Cole, it was just called Kenneth Cole. And then as all these designers do, when they start launching more fragrances, they got to kind of run back and rename it. So then eventually now it's known as Kenneth Cole New York, right? So just to distinguish it from the other Kenneth Cole fragrances. So
Yeah.
It's like a freshy aquatic, nothing special, whatever, but it's good in the high heat. At least I find anyway. So
I do like a good freshy aquatic. I mean, my favorite is the OG. I got this before I knew you, Anooj. I'm sure you must have it. I got the original formula of the Kenzo Pour Homme, which is definitely aquatic freshy.
Yeah, that's a nice especially the older style bottle, the Katana sword. Fucking beautiful bottle, man.
Yeah. I have a few versions of it. I don't like the juice in this one as much. I have this one. And then I have some little minis with yet a different formula in a different bottle. There's been so many formulas of that one.
And limited editions too. They've done so many, right? Like the Tokyo and the Woody and some other crap. So
crap.
What do you have a favorite vintage fragrance in your collection?
Me, like I have like three specific ones that for me like are my childhood scents. One, Santos by Cartier, that was my dad's signature scent when I was a kid growing up. And then two others that I had like other like uncles and stuff wore. One was called Zizany by Fragonard. It's like an old pure sweet barbershop. Smells like talcum powder. Is that silver round bottle if you've ever seen it. And then the other one is Tabac, good old Tabac by Moore and Wirtz. Just
Tabac.
Yeah.
Tabac.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've almost bought that but didn't?
Same here. Yep. I'm big into wet shaving, so I've seen Tabac around quite a bit over the years,
Well, I'll tell you, Tabac is one of these. There were a lot of not a lot, but there were quite a few fragrances back in the day where not just the cologne, but the aftershave, the body products, the ancillary products sold across the board. You had men who were coming in and leaving the store with the cologne, an aftershave, a deodorant spray, a deodorant stick, the shaving cream. They did a hair cream, all sorts of stuff, beard softener, all this kind of stuff. and gentlemen would buy across the board and leave with like 7-8 products of that. I mean, that's a throwback kind of thing, right?
That's amazing. Hey, you care to answer this question that Yashi asks here?
Hell no. Eugene's my boy, man.
I'm pretty sure that was a joke.
Yeah.
Aram's in the house. Hey, Aram. And Aram, you're welcome to hop on and talk to Anooj with us. I did send the link over to you.
Love that guy, man.
Aram's awesome.
Yeah.
Fernando likes tobacco. Should I have tobacco? I mean, is it still good enough? Did
yeah, you should. You should, just for like, you've smelled tobacco before, right? You've just never bought it.
I have.
You should smell it. You should, if you smell it, it'll for you, you'll be like, okay, I recognize this scent.
Okay.
Or this type of scent. It's not expensive either. It's cheap. I don't like to say cheap. It's inexpensive. Let's just say that.
No, I just say it's cheap. It's all good. We could handle it. We all have thick skin around here. The chat's got thick skin, so we're all good. As long as, I mean, if DDLD is still here, minus him. He's got like old flabby skin. So,
hey, I'm gonna jump. You know what? Dave, you asked the first question. You had you posed a question that you sent to me, but go ahead and feel free.
Oh, yeah. I sort of remember what I posted. See how terrible my memory is? I sent that like 5 minutes ago.
I
so
same thing.
Before I do that, Mr. Clean, do you have like I wanted to ask you the same question. Do you have a like most nostalgic fragrance in your collection?
I know one that he has.
Yes, and it is. I only have a handful of vintage. And I have this one because it was my signature scent in the mid to late 80s for 4 or 5 years, and after not wearing it for many years, like 4 years ago, I when I started doing this shit, I was like, oh, I should get that. And I got the modern, and it smelled so bad. It didn't smell anything like what I recognized. So I went on eBay, but yes. So here's one of the little versions. It's Giacomo de Giacomo.
The only vintage bottle I have is thanks to Anooj. I bought Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. And you know what's funny? I actually put that in a decant spray, like 5 milliliter spray thing that I have. And I prefer to splash it on. I understand the art of splashing on fragrance now. The whole purpose behind it. Because like you'd be surprised at how like lackluster the projection is, like out of a decant. But when you actually splash it on, you're like, whoa, holy shit, that's intense. You know,
there's an art to it using a splash. Like you have to have a lot of patience if on a regular basis, if you like to use a splash, right? I mean, aftershaves, old fashioned men, you could just boom and do whatever, right? It's an aftershave. Who cares? But an actual like an eau de toilette or a cologne in a splash form, you really can't do that, right? You have to control how much comes out, right? Otherwise, you make a mess.
Well, I found that out. I didn't make a mess, but I definitely, if I wasn't home, if I was like out and about, I would have been choking people out. There's no doubt.
Yeah, it's slippery.
I had the big cool bottle of this one that is a splash.
Yeah. The 200 mil. There's a 200 mil splash. It was like this big, 8 ounce.
Okay, the one I had is probably 100 mil. It's a little smaller, but and I dropped it and it broke, and my entire house smelled like Giacomo de Giacomo for weeks.
Oh, yeah, I've been there, done that. Last year, the year before, a year and a half ago, I dropped a bottle of Nahima by Guerlain in the perfume de toilette. My entire warehouse, which is pretty big, stunk of Nahima for like half a week. It was ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Well, not really, but
that's an awesome story, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So the question. Did you want me to ask him the question?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's a two-part. So the first thing is pretty basic. How long have you been collecting?
I don't really collect, so I mean, okay. It's like we've been in business for like 43 years.
Okay.
So, but the scope of the business in terms of collecting vintage is basically my thing that I've done. So it's been almost, I'd say about 25 years.
Wow.
That I've been accumulating. Let's use
that.
Hoarding, accumulating and hoarding and sitting.
So then, my next question would be then, what is the connection that you have to vintage fragrances? Meaning, was it something that maybe like your father wore or something like that?
That's damn straight. My first memories are always just my childhood. Like my very first memory of a scent is Santos, my dad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was his signature scent. And that, for me, fragrance is just that, strictly that, memories. Anytime I spray something, if I spray CK1, which now people is just run-of-the-mill trash, but back in its day when it was a massive game-changing seller in the industry, it takes me back to when I was a young guy in my store selling that crap by the shitloads. Or Acqua di Chio, smelling Allure Homme, takes me back. All that kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
That's what vintage fragrances is for me. Memories.
It's so funny that you mentioned that, because Dior Fahrenheit. So this is a current formula of Dior Fahrenheit, and this is like the one that will always be in my collection, because I can tell you when I was 4 years old, so in 1989, I remember this being my father's signature scent, and I mean, I don't remember much, but I remember walking downstairs Christmas Day, and I smelled that throughout the whole freaking house. And I remember coming down to downstairs, and I said to my mother, this was after like we opened the gifts and all that, and I said, "Where's Dad?" And she was like, "Oh, he's at your grandmother's house already. We're gonna go in a little while." So I reminded her of that, and she's like, "How do you remember this?" That's how I remember. And it's funny because I didn't realize until years after, maybe 3 or 4 years after I started collecting that it was Dior Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's what it does for me. So,
you know, I don't have the only memories of scents I have as a kid, and this is for good reason, I think, not good reason, but it is Brute and Old Spice. And it's because every man around me in my childhood, that's all they wore. That's, I mean, all anybody wore where I grew up was Brute and Old Spice.
No Polo Green. I used to smell that up.
Well, I'm old, like kids started wearing, and it's not a fucking kid scent. So it was weird to start when I started smelling like 15-year-olds in my school wearing it. So Polo Green was being worn when I was in from late junior high, what we call middle school now, to high school. You know, by my senior year, there were still some people wearing it, but most guys were wearing Drakkar by then.
well, there was a larger emphasis a long time ago on pricing and accessibility for a lot of these brands. So, you know, things like Brute, Old Spice, Charlie, these kind of things were mainstream in drugstores at your local pharmacy.
Yeah.
Things like Polo, you wouldn't find that in any small town in North America, only in major markets. It's not like today, right, where you can find anything anywhere.
Right. And exactly, you know, like I grew up in suburban Minneapolis, Minnesota. And, you know, in the 70s and 80s, you know, people out there, like really all their, you know, they weren't going to department stores and buying fancy, you know, perfumes. They were just wearing Brute and Old Spice.
Yeah. And because they were affordable, they were cheap.
Yeah. But like by the time I was in high school, the kids, we were starting to find things, like I said, and there were plenty of kids that were wearing Polo in my school. A lot of us were wearing Drakkar. And then shortly after I graduated high school, everybody was still wearing Drakkar Noir. I graduated high school in 1984. So it was, I think, around 85 that I happened upon Giacomo de Giacomo. And I was like, all right, you motherfuckers keep wearing Drakkar. This is what I'm wearing. So it was either 85 or 86, somewhere in there I started with that.
That's cool.
All right. Hey, I'm going to go through some of these questions with you over here now. And some of them are about fragrance, some of them about fragcom, some of them are not about any of that, and some of them are people who want to be smartasses and ask you crazy shit.
Go ahead. I'll answer anything. I don't give a shit.
So let's start with one of the more interesting ones. Let's see. Who in fragcom is the biggest pain in the ass as a buyer?
Oh, as a buyer? No, I can't say that.
I know. I don't really think you would answer this one. But tell me this without naming names. Like,
I would say actually in fragcom there are not a lot of pain in the asses, because people who have become customers of mine through fragcom, they basically know me. So there's a little bit of a rapport. Pain in the asses are always complete strangers.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So were you born a bastard, or have you practiced it to become the bastard you are?
Well, according to my parents, I was a good little boy. So it must have been somewhere along the way that, you know, something just kind of went wires crossed.
If you had to guess who is asking the question, if you were born a bastard, or if you had to work at that.
Oh, there's so many. I don't have enough fingers on my hands to see who submitted that question.
Okay, I'm not going to.
I could easily say like 16 people asked that same question at the same time.
Well, whoever asked it might come on the stream later, so we'll see. Let's go back to something maybe perfume related. What is the most expensive vintage perfume you've ever sold, and what's the priciest one you currently have available?
The single most expensive piece of vintage fragrance I've ever sold was an OG bottle of Derby by Guerlain. In the eagle style with the splash.
How much did that go for?
I'm not going to say, but it was about 3 or 4 years ago,
Okay.
and it was not in Fragcom. It
Okay.
was before I got it, but I'm not going to say how much.
Okay.
It was a lot.
Wow.
In the high triple digits.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
And
which is nothing compared to what it would be today. It would be in the 4-digit. Trust you me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
doesn't mean it's worth it, but
what makes that one so
willing
expensive?
to pay, that's what it's worth, I guess.
What made that one so expensive?
It just
rarity.
Yeah, rarity. It was a fragrance that was not produced. That's the main thing with a lot of these so-called unicorns and OGs and vintages that people go crazy over is because of the scarcity, because a lot of them were not produced in major quantities and for so many years, right? But then they had their little loyal following, and then this thing just becomes like an avalanche, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the one you currently have that's available that might be one of your priciest?
It's a good question. One of the ones right off the bat that I could tell you is, if you guys remember, there's an old fragrance by Cartier called Panther, which had the little panthers on the side. It's like a round bottle, and they did all 3 concentrations: eau de toilette, parfum de toilette, and they did a pure perfume with a black case unit. Back in the day, you'd get the fancy refillable full die cast metal, like a fancy unit that would have the spray in the middle, and then the unit can be opened up so that you buy a refill after, like refillable sprays, the whole concept of that. So I've got a 50 mil and its full packaging of that, which is very, 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 very expensive.
Cool.
Yeah.
Has somebody in your warehouse ever dropped one of your most expensive perfumes and broke it?
No, only me. I don't let anybody in my warehouse. There's very few people that me and maybe some staff in years past when I had more stores, I'd have students come to do a lot of cleaning and stuff and inventory in the summertime. A few bottles here and there or whatever, but anything that's probably worth something that was broken be by me. I've broken a lot of stuff.
Costume business, just what's
it
happen.
is. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen. Going forward.
Yeah. If it were me, I certainly would have dropped a few. Over time, I'm sure.
Same here.
Without I'm not asking for secrets so that anybody here can go start a business like yours and do what you're doing. But the most you're willing to say in the most reasonable way, how do you get most of your perfumes? I'm guessing estate sales and stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, or how does this work for you? Where does this come from?
Okay, so I would say about 80 to 85% of the rare and hard to find and kind of vintage stuff that I have stocked up on is stuff that I got right from day one in the get-go, like 25 years ago, 20 years ago. First of all, nobody was doing that crap then. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You were getting it kind of en masse, as you knew that it might get discontinued or something. So
that happened a little bit later. In the beginning, what it was the Canadian market had, in about 25 years ago, the Canadian market had a lot more smaller, locally owned distributors, like small independent companies, local Canadian ones, mainly based out of either Toronto or Montreal for the most part. And these small ones would be just small families that opened up a fragrance, they'd have a warehouse. They'd make arrangements with certain brands to acquire their license to distribute them in Canada. And we're not talking big names, just small little names, right? But there were about 20 to 30 of them. But as we know, as with anything, you guys can even guess what happens is the smaller ones get bought up by bigger companies, and some would just go belly up. And in those days, there weren't a lot of independent perfume chains that dealt directly with distributors. It was the big department stores and then a few of us. There were a lot more chains in the Quebec area, obviously, back in those days. And then the Toronto market had a few, but there were not very many. So we were one that did a lot of business with legitimately with all the little local distributors. So when a lot of them would go belly up, a lot of them would say, well, we're just a family-run business distributing these 3 or 4 little garbage fragrances. We're either going to get bought out or we're going to go bankrupt. We need cash infusion or injection, or we're losing the license to distribute this. We need to just get rid of everything. So there's only so many people in those days. There's only so many doors you can go knocking on and say, hey, want to do some business? I was one such door that I was always like,
cool,
come on, let's go. And then as I started, stockpiling this stuff, again, it wasn't by design. And then I started looking at it, and then the wheels started turning, and I saw that, okay, I started seeing the fragrance industry kind of like a stock market, where, you'd see certain signs that a fragrance sales are not there. So any minute now, like, you could just foresee that a company would be like, this fragrance is just not selling. We can't keep producing this shit, right? Especially if they're a smaller company, a smaller manufacturer. So you kind of just decide, okay, let's buy low, sell high. So I'd start with a few brands and sit on it, and then say, okay, look, now, price is going up. And then, but it's just, so that was most of the stock that I have is just from them. Now in the last 10 to 15 years, it's everybody's trying to get into this game. So it's just not like that anymore. Now it's things don't become out of production so fast anymore, because now you have major manufacturers that are manufacturing these fragrances. So Elizabeth Arden, if they choose to discontinue a product tomorrow, they can just decide, no, okay, we're going to start another production run because they can afford to.
Yeah. So originally and mostly it's you were getting through the distribution. You were just buying up the stuff that was there.
Yeah.
As you've gone and there has been a demand for some rarities, do you have other ways you have come to those then?
Yeah, it's becoming a lot more difficult now, but past those first 20, 25 years, as we got into like the last 10, 15, then I would focus more into like mainstream stuff and limited editions. Even if I didn't carry flankers, I would just kind of take guesses, and, I could afford to be able to take chances and say, let me just take a case or two of this and let me just sit on it. And just, not to toot my own horn, but a lot of the times, most of the time, I'm correct. I'm good.
Okay, cool. So then now that makes me thinking, hey, if you don't want to have set people on a spending or buying spree to go buy what you would recommend, I understand. But do you foresee something that's available right now that you are probably going to stock up on? Because
no, not right. It's becoming so, like, these companies are just such behemoths now that it's very, when you guys started the stream, you were talking about which product was it? The Prada Low?
Yeah.
Okay. So about 2 Christmases ago, there was a production shortage. Either a production shortage, or they decided just to turn the taps off and say, we've released enough into the market. The official distributors in Canada are all out of stock. All your wholesale guys are out of stock. The discounters are out of stock. So ignorance is bliss. It got started throwing around that, oh, this is discontinued now, or it's going to be discontinued. It's discontinued. Sure enough, 4 months later, February comes in the next year, and the market just got flooded with it, right? And this is happening a lot now. This is happening a lot. There are far too many people who are trying to gamble and, think they're a little bit too smart, and they'll start stocking up on stuff, and then the stuff just gets re-released.
Well, and the thing with all the Prada loan, the whole Prada loan line, from what I understand, everything, I don't remember the perfumer's name. Somebody will know her. The one who's been pretty much the in-house perfumer for Prada for so long and created all these Prada scents that we know, the entire Prada loan line and the Prada home, the other two.
Oh, what the hell was her name?
Yeah, we could look it up, and somebody in the chat will probably know. But she works for, I mean, she's from, is it Firmenich or something? One of those, right?
I got you.
And
it was Danielle Andrier.
Yes. And Prada, what's her name? The actual Prada, the woman who owned it, right? Didn't she didn't she sell the perfume part, but just kept the fashion part?
Yeah, that happens a lot, right? So
yeah, and when she did that, they don't have her anymore because she worked exclusively with Firmenich with them, and whoever has them now can't get Firmenich, so that means everything Prada L'Homme, that whole thing, like, it's not going to exist like it did anymore. So
yeah, but you know, there's also the aspect that just because something is going to be discontinued or out of production doesn't mean it's a gold mine. Because what if it was something that just fucking really didn't sell and no one wants to buy it, really?
Yeah.
You know,
true.
because you know, if we're talking about a fragrance maybe from 20, 25 years ago, it's apples and oranges, because there weren't that many choices or as many selections as we look at today. Today, people have the option. If they really fucking love this specific product fragrance, they can't find it anymore. I'm sure with their eyes closed, they can find 10 other brands that'll suit the needs of whatever that did for them. No problem. Whether it's a niche or an indie or a clone or another designer, they can find a substitute, right? People are a lot smarter. Consumers are a lot sharper than they've ever been. So, you know, you're not really, you know, getting anything past anyone these days anymore, at least in my opinion.
So Anooj, what about Rachel's question that's on the screen here? How do you determine what chance to take? How do you pick? I think you kind of answered that already.
Yeah, it's just basically a lot of times it's just gut and scouring the market and seeing that, you know, okay, so the fragrance industry is like, you know, you got all these giant discounter websites, and then you go into, like, you've got discount stores. All of that we call, it's the gray market or parallel market, right? So all these wholesalers who, you know, sell into the gray market and the parallel market, they're constantly sending out their wholesale lists. You know, they'll have like an email chain of like 1,000 retailers across the world or across North America. So, you know, you subscribe, you sign up, and some of them, you know, if you've been doing business with them, they'll just keep you on their email list. So you're getting weekly emails or bi-weekly emails or whatever. Someone like me, I'm like a nerd like that. Any piece of literature, any file, any list that comes my way, if I know it's a legit company, I know who they are, I take the time to study that shit. Just go through it. And then usually my eyes will just pinpoint once in a while that, I've seen this fragrance. I haven't seen it on their list in about 3 or 4 months. Check 10 other companies. Oh, I haven't seen this in a while, and this in a while, and this in a while. So it just kind of starts like that and just goes from there.
Anooj, give us 3 reasons why we'd all be better off being Canadians.
Right now, I couldn't say that. Compared to what? Like from being an American?
Or anywhere else. Like, what are 3 great things about being Canadian?
Well, I think we're pretty funny. We got a strange sense of humor, but I think we're pretty funny. At least for the Toronto part of Canada and most major cities, multiculturalism is cosmopolitanism is off the charts. So
I hear that a lot about Toronto. It seems extremely cosmopolitan.
It is. It might be one of the most, if not the most cosmopolitan. Like, you can find, you know, people talk about like Little Italy, Little India, this, that. You can find your little whatever
right
in this city, right? Every little community.
You know, I was browsing your website before. You know what I found on there that I think every man should own?
Yep. This
right here.
The Duke de Vervent.
I love this stuff. It smells so freaking good. It doesn't perform worth a shit, but the smell is out of this world. So good. Such a good one there. How's that? So are all the vintages that you have currently, are they all listed on your website?
No. If I have a lot, this is just my own personal peeve. If I have something that I don't have a lot of quantity in it, I just can't be bothered to put it on my website. It's just not worth my time. Or if it's something that I have a lot of stuff that I keep in the vaults only for VIP. I know that sounds very douchey and makes me seem like a snob or a dick, but that's what I have. I have my little, vault that I only offer it to certain people.
That makes sense. I mean, I totally understand why you would, and I would expect that you probably would have that.
All right, cool. So
Cool.
you're going to have a couple text messages later.
So
to kind of explain it, it's basically because a lot of the stuff when it comes to vintage, I have to know if it's especially something where I'm expecting that I'm going to say, okay, I want this much money for it. That's a lot of money. It's people's hard-earned money. So I want to know that the person who's buying it, do they really understand what this is, what I'm offering?
Yeah.
Do they know what they want? Like, or is it just because they've got money to spend and they saw a YouTube video and they got FOMO and they just want to dish the money? Because that's just going to end in disaster. And I've seen it many times.
Yeah.
Don't blind buy expensive things.
Right.
You just don't. You if you're spending big money, make sure you know what the hell you want, what the fuck you want, and why you're buying it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree. 1,000%. Even though I don't practice what I preach, I agree.
Right. Anooj, we all know that you and Al Manzano get dominated by your wives. Tell us the best thing about your wife being the boss.
Oh, I don't have to take any responsibility. Like I just get told what to do, right? So, it's just easy to just carry out and I can just go to work and do my thing. And then, just get told, make sure you do this, do that, bring this home. When you get home, do this, do that. Don't forget to put the clothes from the washer into the dryer, that kind of thing, I don't have to think for myself.
I get it. That makes perfect sense.
Let's go, baby.
Hey, drop some knowledge on shipping frags domestically and internationally.
Sorry. Say that again. I don't understand.
Drop some knowledge for us on shipping frags domestically and internationally.
Okay. Well, I mean,
because everybody here that's listening, most people here, I assume, have probably shipped frags, have probably bumped into issues, probably don't know some secrets. So give us some secrets that'll help us ship frags.
So, I mean, as a general rule, most companies, like most carriers, will not ship anything that's actually identified as a fragrance for the most part. If you have a license to carry to ship dangerous goods, as they say, which is a long, complicated process, especially here in Canada. I don't have one. I've never even bothered to look into it because it's just not worth that kind of time. The amount of the time you have to put into it, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And what works for me. So, I mean, when I'm shipping abroad to the U.S. is easy, right? Because of the NAFTA, whatever it's called now, it's a different acronym now. You can, as long as you're putting it, you can just put that it's made in, Canada or the US and put whatever value. I don't declare that they're, fragrances. I always put like a body lotion or a shower gel. I make sure I know the HS tariff codes in and out and put them accurately. And I do the same thing when I'm shipping abroad. And I always put a low value. It's a risk that you take, but if you want to ship, you don't have a choice.
Right.
There are some people that instead of putting a body product, they'll put something like glass collectible or antique or something like that. But that's what I do. There's a lot of little tricks and stuff, and you got to play that game because these shipping companies they're crooks, man. They're crooks.
Agreed.
Hey, so I've never had to deal with this, but I've paid for extra insurance before on shipping things. Let's just say something gets lost. Do you have to? Because I've never had to ask for money from my
process, man. If you want to ship something, and we're not just fragrances, we can just blanket this anything. Let's just say you're shipping a painting, right?
Yeah.
One of your paintings, and you're like, I put a lot of time and effort into making this. It's worth a lot of money. And let's say you want to put an actual value on it, right? First of all, you're going to pay tooth and nail the extra premium for insurance on it. But let's just say it gets damaged or lost. It's a very annoying and lengthy process to try and claim that money. Because first of all, you have to show proof that it was damaged, right? So the person you've sent it to, they have to be willing to cooperate with you to be able to get you detailed pictures and proof that they received it on such and such a date. They opened it up on such and such a date, showing the box if it's damaged, the actual damage to the product, and then they'll ask you to file a claim showing proof. You have to provide proof of purchase when you purchased it, showing the actual cost of it, not just what you sold it for.
So if this happens with perfume and you've said it's, say, glass collectibles or antiques, whatever,
you're shit out of luck. If I ship something that's worth $100 and I put $20 and it gets damaged or whatever and claim, I'm shit out of luck. But the risk for me is worth it, right?
So yeah,
I can count on my hands the last 5 years how many parcels have gone missing or lost. That's how good it has been for me.
Okay. So because damage, you'd have to prove it because you've got pictures. But if it just gets lost, then you don't have to worry that you lied, right? Because
but even if it's lost, you still have to provide documentation showing the cost of what you've put. And if it's worth $100 and I only put $20 on it, you can't then afterwards say, well, actually, no, it was worth $100.
Right.
Once you've opened your mouth and put your balls in the line saying that this product was only worth $20, at the end of the day, even after filing all your paperwork, you're only going to get $20 plus whatever shipping you paid.
Okay.
Before but it's the next question, of doing business. If I want to take that risk, and if I take a loss on it, I deserve it because I chose to do it. Right? I willingly nobody put a gun to my head to do it. So,
all right. We have another guest coming in, ladies and gentlemen. We are bringing in the D to the D to the L to the D.
What a pleasure it is to be here on the Mr. Clean live stream with Mr. Clean. And, and obviously I think the chat can see Anooj and Dave are here as well. What a pleasure for everyone.
I thought you told me last night that you blocked him. What is he doing here?
Why would I be I don't understand what you're saying.
Because you're a very blockable human being. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I know I've been drinking on live streams before. I never thought you drank on live streams, Dave.
See, this is how you tolerate this is
I came here because of very pressing issues. The internet, Clean asked a couple questions here of Anooj, but there's some that I feel a responsibility.
Yes, here, let me first, because I've had this sitting up here. Let's just answer Rachel's question. If you'll be getting more female fragrances into your VIP vault.
If I find anything good, if I acquire anything good, then I'm always on the hunt. But I'll be honest, I would say about 80% of my customers that purchase old and vintage stuff are men.
Okay.
I can't really answer why. But men just are more willingly opening up their wallets and spending a lot more. Women are a lot more reserved when it comes to vintage and stuff. Very, very reserved in terms of how much they want to buy and why. There are some exceptions, but...
Right.
I have a feeling, I don't know if this is correct, but you guys tell me if you think you might agree. I have this feeling that men collect more than women do.
Yeah, it could be the addictive personality thing, maybe.
That would make sense, right?
I guess.
Oh, yeah.
So
I don't know. It's I hard to kind of whatever.
I think that's true. Look behind Dave right there. We're collecting a lot more, I think, is what's going on. By the way, if I may just interject for a second, Sweet Milk, you sumbitch. He's in the chat right now.
Oh, I didn't see him.
He's saying bad time, Charlie and D. You can't call me a shill when I said I got the bottle for free, you goofy bastard. You got. I acknowledged it in the 344 in that video. Some other fuzzle came along to my videos. Like, aren't you supposed to tell your audience when you get things for free? I did, dummy. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It says it right in there. You know, like. Anyway, no, I was kind of confused.
Jesus Christ.
Well, no, I'm not a big enough YouTuber. Like, what are you putting me in your video for? Nobody gives a shit about me. You know, like, what you got me in there for?
I just don't understand why you're hating on Sweet Milk all of a sudden.
I don't
get it.
Milk. I'm just confused by his motivations. I mean, nobody even knows me.
No, he probably doesn't like you like the rest of us. You know,
I don't understand what you just said right there. Anuj Patel, there's another question.
All right.
That I feel that, I mean, they want to know. And Clean was, I felt being, if I may say, derelict in his duties.
I have many questions I haven't asked yet. I do have one.
This one is important. The worst thing to happen to the internet, revenge porn or you finding an internet service provider?
Me finding an internet service provider.
You think that's worse than revenge porn? All right, fair enough. All right, and then
not even close.
This one I feel is out of line. This person, right. I mean, but like, it's not that I wrote these. Like, the internet is asking these questions.
Chat GPT just generated these questions.
We can never figure out, the motivations behind people. Like, for example, like putting me in a video. Now, if people were given a choice to be Anuj Patel or someone who got caught fornicating with a dog, what breed of dog do you imagine they would choose to have been caught fornicating with rather than be Anuj Patel?
That's a good question. I gotta go with a good old classic German Shepherd.
You're not supposed to play along. You're supposed to get upset, Anuj.
Oh, these things.
All right, fair enough.
Nobody should ever, hopefully, want to get caught fornicating with a dog, or want to fornicate with a dog.
Yeah, but if you do, it should be a German Shepherd.
I would think a golden retriever.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. These are handsome dogs,
You guys are fucked up.
I didn't ask the question. This is the internet demanding these answers. Inquirers want to know.
6 fucks out there,
Yo, I'm telling you.
Jesus
Christ. Continue. Carry on.
Maybe, I don't know, like maybe this is an opportunity for Anuj to reflect on the way he treats me publicly. And maybe, Dave, you could also benefit.
I have a feeling that little bit is going to make it where.
It might. I mean, it doesn't matter. Everything goes there anyway.
I'm pretty still on the same train. Making fun of Joe. That train's still steady.
Hell yeah!
It's at a steady pace. Never too fast. Never too slow. Just
I don't like the way you guys are talking right now.
I think Anooj is making perfect sense right now. To be quite honest.
You do.
Anuj, here's another question from the interwebs.
Right.
What is your take on extraterrestrial life forms and non-human biologics?
This is a fair question.
Well, I believe in aliens for sure.
All right.
Yeah, seriously, I do.
Yeah, why would you not? Billions of other planets. Billions.
I just don't see how it's not possible.
And if we were the best that the universe had to offer, shouldn't like all life be eradicated?
Yes.
I mean, I think that's fair to say.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marcus Mandel says he has proof.
Yeah.
I believe him. If Marcus says it, I believe it. So, first of all.
Marcus, please show us the proof. I believe it, but I do want to see actual proof sometime. We keep getting these almost there, but not quite there proofs.
Mm-hmm.
He says they tracked him. He served, they tracked him. I agree.
Yeah. I believe it.
There seems to be a controversy in your chat right now. You de-wrenched Kevin?
Yes.
Was he asking for it? I mean, I can't imagine Kevin did anything to tap dance on the landmine or anything like that.
He made look. Kevin's great. I like him in chat, and he's been invited. He's invited to come on here. He has the link. But he did make one comment in the chat last week that would have been taken out, except it couldn't be taken out because he had a wrench.
Ah,
So-
well played, Kevin. Well played.
So if you want to take out a burner comment once in a blue moon, he can't have a wrench.
All right. These are the things, Kevin, let this be a lesson to you. You can't just go around and behave the way you want to. The world is not, what he thinks? He's told me this privately. He's like, this is my movie and all of you are side players. He said this to me out loud before, and I thought he was a little out of control, but
I'm no one's side piece, first of all.
Nobody's?
I don't understand that.
Oh. He wants to know what comment was it that he made. Well, if he says the comment, then it's like it would become the Streisand effect.
Exactly. I'm not going to say the comment.
Kind of defeat the purpose.
It would,
Okay, I do have some more questions, but DDLD, do you have another question for Anooj?
First off, I'd like to again clarify, these were not my questions. These were the questions that were plaguing the people at large. They needed, yeah. I would never have sat around and thought up such depraved questions to ask Anuj Patel. What a wonderful guy he is. I would never. I can't wait for ask Dave anything. I'm sure the internet will have tons of burning questions for that disgraziat.
I can't believe you just called me that on a live stream.
I didn't. I'm not saying that I think you're a disgrace. I'm sure that the public at large feels that way. I'm fine with you.
Hey, guys, I'm not seeing everything that's in the chat. Are you guys giving Boz a hard time? What's going on?
Nobody's giving Boz a hard time. Boz is just being Boz. He's all right. He is
saying he's never coming back. What happened?
Yeah, what's going on? You guys, have to take care of one another in the chat.
Yeah.
Especially Boz. Boz is cool, dude. We talked about music 2 weeks in a row. He's got good taste in music. He's got great hair and a great channel that you should subscribe to. There.
He does.
Start being nice to Boz. What the freak? Okay?
I'm saying. Leave the Bosmatron alone. Don't get upset with me. Only 6,000 people saw the trailer.
You have big. Hey, Sweet Milk, since you're here, could you do me a favor? Could you tell some of these fucks to do something better than just create Ross posts all day? Like, for God almighty.
Yeah,
Isn't there somebody else in the community that people would like to hear about other than one dude, 600,000 posts a day? Like, I mean, we get it. Somebody wants to lick the post-gym sweat off of his taint, but can you guys, figure something out here, there, wherever?
Yeah, I agree with Dave. It's rare that he and I find common ground. And then if you threw Anooj in here, it would be like a sign of the fucking apocalypse. But the point is, we all agree. The raw shit is just not fucking funny anymore. I mean, look, if you're going to bust balls, you got to be funny. So, Sweet Milk, now that you're here, you're one of them. We call upon you officially. Raise the fucking bar. If you're going to do something, do it right. Don't come in like, oh, look, Ross is working out again. What a loser, LOL. No, it doesn't work like that. It's just not funny just because you say, look, Ross, here's Ross. Here's a picture of Ross. Isn't this great? Not really. Do something. Be funnier. God damn it. And bad time.
Here.
I told you I got it for free, you piece of shit son of a bitch. Anyway.
Well, I actually disagree with you. I do think Sweet Milk is different. And I think Sweet Milk has a lot of potential to turn the shit around in that group and potentially make it something that it should be. However, I think that probably need to shift away a little bit.
Yeah.
Since we're talking to and about Anooj and we're talking about jerks right now, I think it's time.
Speaking of jerks,
yeah, that's what I got out of that too.
Anooj needs to do something, get his fucking ass on jerks at some point.
He doesn't do he doesn't do anything that would get him there though. He's got to, I think if I could make my own subreddit, it would be all about Anuj Patel. I don't have my own. I would, if you could highlight what the yam bag said. I think that would be the greatest fucking plot twist of all time. Scent of the day, the fucking ball sack.
What? Oh, up here?
Yeah.
Ah.
If Ross, this would be the greatest marketing move of all time. If Ross is in there posting his own pictures, like fuck this guy, and got himself
that would be brilliant.
That would be fucking great. God damn it. Sweet milk is not the one we need. Yeah, fair enough. I think that's true.
Yeah, you know, but even like the free bottle thing is kind of like running its course, because I think people are starting to figure that out too. Because if you go into the Facebook groups have become like anti-YouTube, which really, really sucks for the people that are truly passionate and the people that want to grow their channels. I almost said the right way. I don't want to say the right way to sound like kind of cocky, but in a way that you feel that you can actually potentially, like, if somebody was new and they stumbled upon, say, your channel, Joe, and they were attracted to the great the great editing you do and the videography and all that. And well, thank God you keep your face out of it. But they thought, oh, this fragrance and the way, and the way that he described this fragrance, I really like that. And then, you turn somebody on the fragrance, see, like that to me that's what I'm looking for. But I feel that there are quite a few people that want to be sold. And now you're starting to see things shift where people are getting smarter and they're kind of putting people in this, like, okay, we've got to like kind of put an end to it. Like, YouTube is the devil. That's kind of what's been going on.
Yeah.
And I belong to tons of groups, and that's kind of been pretty much like the ongoing theme. And it's different people talking about that constantly. So there is kind of this like shift, like, you guys need to get away from YouTube. Like, there's plenty of experts in groups. Just ask the groups. And that's happening more frequently than it was before. So I think as far as Facebook groups are concerned, you're starting to see a little shift where they're trying to get people away from watching YouTube and just kind of talking amongst each other in the groups and things like that. I think it's a shame, honestly, because I do think there's still some great larger channels out there. Mm-hmm. So I think it's kind of a shame for the guys that are still passionate about the hobby that kind of get drugged down into that whole cat. Also, come up with a better word than shill. Shill sounds fucking so stupid. God.
It's like anything else. It gets, after a while, when people just throw it around at everything and anyone.
Yeah. Like beta cuck. Like,
soy boy, beta cuck. Woke is getting fucked out, like all these kinds of things. When you use them too much or you just over apply them to anything that you don't like, then it has no value. It's like when every politician that came along was the next Hitler. You know what I mean? Like, well, after a while, who gives a shit? It doesn't have meaning anymore. So,
well, this whole thing about the shill and what you guys are talking about, the free bottle, this kind of overall loose concept, at least in the fragrance industry, it's always been there. So before social media and before technology, there used to be publications like magazines, cosmetic magazines, that started out as small independent ones. And then the minute they were getting sponsored by bigger companies, and then all of a sudden you'd see ads for LVMH or their products being pumped up, people would start complaining that these guys have, sold out, right? In the 80s, there used to be in a lot of big cities like New York, LA, Toronto was like that, Montreal, people would have gatherings to meet fragrance meetups, because you couldn't, what we're doing now on YouTube and these live chats, they were doing it physically. And then the one time a department store said, we'll host your little gathering, right? People started complaining that, oh, you've sold out because now you're gathering at the department store, and the department store is trying to push their crap into your, trying to push their product on you. So there's always some kind of, and then tomorrow it'll be something else.
So I've been doing over the past week and a half or so. I've been doing a lot of reading about YouTube and small businesses kind of going toward influencer marketing versus their own. And I read an interesting article. I can't remember the brand name. It had nothing to do with anything in the beauty industry at all. That I wanted my research to be broad and not specific to ours, because even though people think that this is like a multi-trillion-dollar industry and it's so massively huge, it's really not. Even though it's growing, it's not as massive as people think. But anyway, I was doing some research, and it's funny. You see a lot of smaller brands are going to YouTube and speaking with influencers and wanting them to, hey, this is my website. This is what I'm selling. I would love to send you my product so that that you could showcase it, on your channel. So now you have to think about this as a business owner, and I get it. Most people won't, and that's fine. But when you think of it from the business perspective, okay, this person that I'm about to go offer product to gets, at least on average, every time he does some kind of product announcement, he or she, they get approximately 4,000 to 5,000 views. I don't even get 4,000 to 5,000 hits on my website in 1 month, let alone in one video as a distributor or whatever. So when you think about that from the business aspect, it's huge. It's huge. So of course you want to do it, even if this person says, "Is it the greatest thing since sliced bread?" No. Are they reinventing the wheel? No. But it's a solid product. You are still going to go over and click the website and see what's going on and check it out for yourself. The fragrance space is no different than that.
No, I mean, dude, it's the same as if you're selling marketing. Like if you're, if you're gonna run a commercial, you pay premium money to run it during the Super Bowl, right?
But
it's the same thing. If you have these top tier Fragcom reviewers, right? You want to get your product to them. You want to make some kind of deal with them, because the most eyes are going to be on that fucking fragrance from people. I understand the jerks. Like I do. Like the idea that, let's take Soldier Boy, or let's take Blue. We talked about Atlantis.
And Blue Atlas, they sent me their fragrance, and I never reviewed it because I can't stand it.
Well, and so that's the thing. So you watch this wave sweep the fucking community. Like everybody's reviewing this thing. Everybody's telling you it's the new great thing, right? And so I get the motivation of the jerks to see that, because we all see it and we all know what's happening, right?
Right.
But we also, we're here, and I'm saying we just because I fell into this community. I don't consider myself any kind of major reviewer or anything. But we know what's happening when we see. They're just saying it out loud, whereas we have the respect for fellow reviewers to not go out and just be like, okay, look, there's some fuckery afoot here. You know what I mean? Like, this is bullshit. But when most people got a hold of that fragrance or Soldier Boy, then I saw people going, hey, these are nothing special. This is not the next coming of Aventus, as it was, especially Atlantis was being fucking.
Atlantis is not. It smells like cheap hairspray, like a cheap hairspray product. That's what it smells like, and it doesn't last. Like some of these people are saying that it's beast mode. It is not beast mode. After an hour and a half, 2 hours, it's a skin scent. It lasts about 5-6 hours. Right. It's not, and it's not worth $100. If that was a $40, $50 fragrance, hell yeah, all day. But it's not. It's $100. They have no samples. You have to blind buy it. Fuck that. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And at that time, it was just it was not a good time to do it. And like thinking back, I probably should have done the video. I probably could have saved some people some money. Probably could have saved them a headache or two. But since then, you have, 2 other large channels have already took a massive shit on that fragrance. So for me to do it, it's like, oh, you're just already saying what other people said.
Yeah,
so,
I understand that too, because it does feel like, okay, now you're jumping on another wave. You know what I mean?
Right. But if you've seen things that after that fragrance came out, I was on a couple live streams after the whole wave of that is done, and my opinion has remained consistent. I'm not changing my mind. I go back to it. I have it, so I mean, I go back to it, but It's nothing great. Now, it's funny. We're talking about hyped fragrances at this point, right? You want a little piece of something here. So you notice every brand new fragrance, no matter who it's by, especially designers, it's the latest and great. It's the best. That like if you don't have this, you're fucking moron. You need it. You need to have it. You won't be dropping any panties or boxers or jean shorts or assless chaps unless you have this particular fragrance. But then the funny thing is, if it's so great, how come you never hear about it after that?
Right. There's that thing that happens too. There's this massive push, this huge fucking wave, and then suddenly we never talk about it again.
Amazing how that happens.
Yeah. And so
amazing.
So, and
the funny thing is,
we're all sitting here, we all understand the jerks. Like we get it, but we don't understand when they just, continue to beat the same drum, maybe over, I don't know, Ross. Then it's not funny. But go ahead, Dave.
No, I mean, are those fragrances are the interesting thing, and Robes said this out loud basically. Are any of these fragrances that are coming out now are going to have like the staying power, like something like Devon? Are they going to last?
No.
Are they going to be around 20, 25 years?
No, so what I did just, what was it, like 2 days ago? Was it yesterday? Anyway, in the last day or two, I was like, you know what? I haven't smelled some of this regular stuff in quite a while. I went over to a Sephora and I broke out the Aqua de Joe, there were several. But, Berner's such a proponent of Aqua de Joe. I was like,
the OG though.
Yeah. And I smelled a few of them.
Still a fantastic fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand it. I mean, not that I couldn't stand it. It wasn't like horrible. It just was like, I'm like, what? It's nothing. Like it smelled a little bit like bug spray combined with musk, like it really did nothing for me.
The original or the Profundos or like
the original.
Profundo's terrible.
Yeah.
I tried Profundo. I tried the original and one other flanker. Is there? No, Absolute. I tried Absolute.
Meh. That's okay.
And I tried the Prada Luna Rosa Carbon and a couple of the Luna Rosa.
Trash.
I was like, no.
Trash.
And that's another one. Like, so when I first came into this community, right, and I might have been behind a lot of people, but Luna Rosa Carbon, like everybody was hyping the fuck out of that shit.
Yeah.
So I go out and then I'm like, oh, well, let me check this out. And I just smelled it. And I was like, what the fuck is so great about this? Like, there's things that come along. And like when Dave just, we're talking about staying power, right? And I, before I got here, I heard you guys, one of you mentioned Drakkar Noir. I think it was you, Clean, talking about it.
It was Clean, yeah.
Like at the time, that was such a fucking beast that that it doesn't even matter. Like there was this window. It's kind of like bands. It's kind of like music in a weird way, right? The hair bands were like huge, and then it became laughable. It was a punchline if you liked fucking Warrant and shit. And then, then suddenly, it gave it enough time, and then people went, yeah, but you know what? That kind of felt good. I kind of dug that. And Drakkar Noir, in my experience, had a very similar situation where it became a punchline, like, oh, you wearing Drakkar, bro? Like, what is this fucking, 88, And then suddenly people were like, oh, Drakkar is pretty fucking badass. And those kind of things, yeah, like you're saying, like, what they are, those things that come along, and you're like, that is so different from everything else that's happening.
But
and
can't you say that it can't be helped with the amount of fragrances and flankers that are churned out? If there are people who are reviewers or they just have a channel where they're talking about fragrances, they just have no choice but to just say, well, oh, this is the new one, it's hype, because it's, instant gratification.
Right.
Well, the other thing,
this shit is just spewing out of people's mouths. When we have a flanker, Aqua di Gio Profondo, and then now there's a flanker of a flanker called Profondo Lights. It's almost like incest within the Aqua di Gio line. Aqua di Gio banged Profondo, and out came, fucking the leper Profondo Lights.
Yeah. And
the
it's pretty special.
Hey, can we set this straight, Anooj?
Yeah.
Patrick. Patrick knows you, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Rachel, Anooj, Patrick is trolling you about Anooj. So,
I mean, I don't think that's a troll. I think Anooj probably does engage in child labor.
Yeah.
Well, no, but about
Oh, Jesus God.
Patrick keeps asking questions like this that Rachel keeps answering.
Yeah, I mean, all the bags that I buy to use in my store and the blotter strips are probably all made by kids. So.
But okay, I do support what Patrick has suggested here. If you included a headshot in every order and signed it like "Keep reaching for the stars, love Anooj," that would be the best fucking thing ever.
That would be great.
I agree.
Anyway, this is it. So, but going back to when I went to Sephora, I was just so disappointed with everything. There was nothing on the shelves that I was like, oh, this is, I could see why people like this, or this is pretty good. Maybe not for me, but this is all right. There was nothing I smelled that fit that category.
No.
I'll tell you what, as far as mainstream designers are concerned, the only one fragrance that I can think of off the top of my head that I was actually like, wow, this is really nice, but not full bottle worthy, but it's really nice, was Givenchy Gentleman Society. That was nice. That's a nice fragrance.
I don't think I've ever smelled that one.
So it's a 23 release. It's kind of, it's the opposite end of the spectrum than your typical. So there's the mainstream designer market is split in half right now. It's either they're releasing fresh green or super sickly, like smell this and get a cavity sweet fragrances. Those are the two categories right now. So I would say Society leans more on the green side, fresh aromatic green side. It's just it's a people pleaser, but it's like, it's nice going to a store and smelling something different.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go down the line and you're like sweet, and you could slap a sticker on anything and it's like the same exact shit. It's as if they pull from the same flavoring house. It's not even a perfumer. It's like AI generated bullshit. I hate to say it, but like, people are literally wasting their money on trash. It is garbage. Like it's not even good. It's fucking vanilla and amberwood. That's it. That's
100% right, bro. About 20 years ago, Escada was one of the first fragrance houses in the designer realm that started doing the limited editions and the flankers, like on another level where they were really, really popular. Like they had these ones like, fruity floral ones, and they come out with like the Pacific Paradise, Ibiza Hippie. These were like real big sellers. When they got to the point where they got to the 10th, 11th one, and first it was a yearly thing, and then it started becoming a seasonal thing. And then when they have about 20 of them, I'm telling you, I'm convinced that every second or third one was just recycled juice from a previous one from 8 years ago. Right. And I can't prove it, but you can't tell me otherwise, because it's just common sense has to creep in at some point. Right. And I think many years ago, this is what gave to the rise of niche, because people were getting completely fed up of where designers were going. And in the last few years now, niche has started to go that route. Yep. And this is where indie and small and clone comes out. And then when clone gets fed up, people who are just making, and this is where people, like Dan Naughton launches his own fragrance because he can get in the game. Someone wants something different. George Zaharoff, something different. Eugene from You Smells Good, my brother from Another Mother, Quatrefoil, his stuff from scratch is coming out, and people are looking for different new stuff. They want to be inspired.
Right.
And your boy Eugene is doing his damn thing over there. His stuff is fan fucking tastic.
Yep.
But yeah, no, you brought up a great point. I highly agree. It seems like the whole interest, at least like I remember when I first came in, I was so interested in niche because it was so different from what I was smelling when I would go out to these various department stores. That's what it got me excited, And now I feel like the mainstream niche folks are like, let's see how we could take this DNA, put our twist on it, but make it mass appealing. I feel like that's kind of where we're at.
Yep.
And for me, I just got kind of like fed up and I'm like, fuck all of this. I'm just going to go out and discover what I want to discover. Like what I truly want to wear. I don't give a shit anymore about all these designer fragrances. They all suck. So I just go after what I want.
We need to be buying and wearing more of it.
Stuff is fantastic.
I think Allison's down there ordering that.
What is
that
Oh,
they're talking
you'll both
about?
love it. You'll both love it.
What is
We
that?
have another guest.
The Zoo NYC.
It better be somebody good, because we had a great one with Anooj, and now you know
we have a new guest. Can anybody guess who it is? I bet you can't.
Money burner.
Margie.
Oh, not Margie Noir.
Wow. Sorry, is that too?
I saw her comment say, "I'll be there in 10 minutes." That's how I knew.
Do I qualify as good, Dave?
The only person that I know clean to be associated with that I wouldn't personally associate with
Here it comes.
is that one.
You pointed at Margie Noir.
Me?
I did not. I did not.
You don't feel like you did, but you did on screen.
Yeah, I pointed right at that beautiful hat on that
It's
right,
this
fuck
guy.
ignorant son of a.
You, Anooj, you know?
DDLD.
Help!
It's all trouble.
You know, I came here tonight, you know.
No,
trying
you
to
didn't.
bridge.
You didn't come in peace. You came right at me in
I
0.2
know.
seconds.
I said I was excited to be here on the Mr. Clean live stream featuring Mr. Clean, and I acknowledged that you two were here as well. I don't
No,
know.
you said in this scumbag Dave and hey Anooj, what's up? That's what you
No,
said.
I didn't say it that way.
You can't take it back.
I thought it, but I didn't say it out loud.
If this happened on Smelly stream, you would have been blocked for permanently for good. I believe it.
Smelly would never ban me. He insults me enough by not sending me free fragrances. You know, even Anooj, even that low quality Canadian sumbitch sent me an entire box of fragrances. I mean, and Dan Naughton, you know what? Let's spend the rest of this stream talking about what a fucking low life piece of shit Dan Naughton is. You know?
Come on.
We could do that if he were here to defend himself.
Well, that makes it more fun than here. We can
Dan?
say things
Where is he
unchallenged.
right now?
He's asleep. It's like 3:00 in the morning where he is.
Yeah, it is.
He's on the date.
Yeah,
I didn't think he slept very much.
I have to look at it as a good thing for him that he's not popping on this stream partway into it.
Yeah,
you know.
that's healthy.
He's blowing backs out right now. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, he's either asleep or he's out there spreading more chlamydia around fucking.
He's got a life, baby.
You know.
Yep.
Hey, Anooj, there was I got versions of the same question from a couple people that they want to know from you. And that is, based on all your knowledge and all your experience doing this, what do you see coming up in the future with fragrances? Give us a prediction.
I think it's just going to continue. It's just an unstoppable machine. It's just going to be, from the designer side, it's just going to be more crap. Like, voluminous crap, like, you know, like someone sprinkled water on Gizmo after, you know, fucking he multiplied or whatever. Yeah. And the same thing with Niche. Niche is just exploding like that too. And I think it's just going to be up to the independents and the small guy making his own shit.
Yes.
To add creativity. They're going to have to be the ones that are going to, you know, have some creativity and some ingenuity and some passion. And then, you know, the other realms it's going to be like, okay, designer, step your game up now.
Yeah. But you even have to be careful with those very indie perfumers too, because some of them are just not up to par. You know what I mean? And then they still throw something out there, and you have to navigate that market too.
Yeah, but that's where the consumer has to keep evolving and become smarter and sharper. Like, in my opinion, now, it's easy to say because, you know, we are in 2023, but in all my experiences of like remembering retail customers from the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s to now, the consumer is the most educated. Like, it's not even close as to how smart the consumer is when it comes to fragrances. Those who like fragrances and are buying fragrances, people are super smart, super sharp, and very careful about what they want and how they buy, for the most part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's getting there. The salespeople at the counter, though, aren't there yet.
No, they've stalled out years ago.
You know what I mean?
They hit a peak years ago because it's not a career anymore. That's not a real career.
Yeah.
It used to be. Being a sales demo was an actual career in the
It's
industry.
so sad. Like
But
Macy's,
let me tell you,
Macy's is the worst.
But
Macy's is like a sea of designer crap. It all smells the same. It's so bad, right? It's just so bad. And yeah, the sales reps there, I mean, they don't even want to let you spray the bottle. It's like, how am I supposed to see if I like it if I can't spray the damn bottle? It's so silly. But when you do go to like a Bloomingdale's, they're a little bit more like, you know, like they have people there that are more interested in perfume and really understand it. But yeah, it's pretty sad. In the
Bloomingdale's has Joe Anthony there now.
yes,
I know. That's a whole. I mean, that's awesome. But
you buy from him, and he'll hook you up.
He just said he feels attacked. He feels attacked. No, we defended you. We said you're all right.
No,
well, this is part and parcel
Joe,
of what I was
that's
talking about customers being so educated
you.
today. I think, like, for the most part, people who are like in FragCom, anyone walking into a department store, anyone who's in this chat right now, they're gonna know hands above someone working behind the counter.
Yeah, unless it's Joe Anthony.
Yeah, I'm just generalizing.
Okay.
Right?
Seriously, can you imagine? I mean, really think of it. You know, Joe Anthony is an example. He's like one of us who is out there.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
Yeah.
But seriously, if the people who are spraying at those counters and in the stores were like us, it would be a much better experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you know, and
No,
not that we're all so fucking awesome, but just spending the time on the YouTubes and paying attention to the shit that we pay attention to, having the conversations we've had, we know way more fucking shit about.
Yeah, but you know what though?
Yeah.
You have to understand the consumer at the counter. Most of those people there that go there, they're like 20 years old or less. And at that point, what do you need to teach the salesperson if their average consumer is going to be a girlfriend buying something for their significant other, or a wife buying something for their husband, vice versa, or the dude that just wants to smell good to impress everybody in his high school? What do you need to know? Oh, well, this smells good. Yeah, a lot of people seem to like this. I think it smells great. Oh, well, if you think it smells great, I'll probably think it smells great too. Yeah, I'll try that. Yeah. And then they smell it and they're like, wow, it does smell great. They're not a kid. They don't care what's in it. They don't care if there's a perfumer attached. Like, they don't care about any of that shit. Their goal walking up to the counter was, I want some cologne to spray on and smell good. That's it. That's their goal. So when this person tells them this smells good, in their mind, they're already pretty much sold. That's all I need to know.
This comment from Yoshi, when I read it, I pictured Boz smoking a fish. Like,
oh my god!
And I was like, oh no, smoking. Like, okay, yeah, for.
I wonder. I think Boz left. I would like to know if he's ever eaten the lutefisk over there. The Norwegians love that lutefisk, and I hear it's disgusting. But I want to know if he's eaten. Boz, come back and answer that question.
Top notes.
I actually dropped the link for Boz privately. I gave him the link. I said he could come on. But I think he left us. He abandoned us.
Well, I think he was being attacked unjustly in the chat. You know,
was he being bullied?
They might have been bullying him. You know, they don't respect Boz. They don't put respect on his name the way they need to. Is my personal opinion.
Joe, somebody in the chat asked me if I would ask you to shut up.
All right, fair enough.
Marge, wait.
Hey, the chat always wins. The chat always wins, man. Come on.
Thank you. I appreciate that. See
that? Are you wearing something today? Do you have a scent of the day?
Who, me?
Nobody gives a shit about you. We're talking to Margie.
Anooj said the future is indie perfumers.
Margie, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I asked Joe because he was.
Oh, sorry.
Then you.
How about that? Hey, while you're saying that, Clean, can you leave to go?
I'm sorry.
because Dave said that you couldn't have possibly asked me because nobody cares what I wear or what I'm doing. So, Dave,
So,
you know
Joe, what are you wearing today?
Shove your pompadour up your ass, Dave. I am wearing French Waltz today from Gulf Le Fleur, Tyler the Creator. This is a lot of fucking magnolia. There's some mandarin in here. It's bright. It's fucking. You got to be secure.
Wow.
You got to be secure in your masculinity to wear French Waltz.
Awesome.
Look at that.
Whoa.
That sounds
Little
great.
goofy cap on the top and everything, you know. And I'm secure in my masculinity.
What's the vibe from it? Like how
Oh, very floral, very fucking floral, very citrusy, very bright, but like more floral dominant, very smooth. Broads love this shit. Not the ones, because none of them ever want to have sex with me except Allison, because I've tricked her.
By tricked, you mean drug. Go ahead.
You know, you say tomato, I say tomato, Dave. The thing of what I'm saying is, this is very bright. Every woman who smells this immediately falls in love with this fucking fragrance.
It's a nursing home favorite. It's
like they love it on you, or they love it for themselves.
They love it for themselves, but they love men who wear it. So my son bought this. He then went and bought himself the bigger bottle because he, you know, fucked the old man.
Wow.
And then her son, when he comes here, he likes to spray this on himself before he'll come home around Christmas and stuff, and then he goes out with his friends. He likes to spray this on himself and go out on the town. So this delightful fucking fragrance is what I'm saying.
Okay, Margie, what
wonderful. I wasn't expecting that. That was totally unexpected, Joe. So
see, I'm surprising once in a while. You know, people say I'm redundant, but I'm not.
You don't sound like a shill whatsoever, Joe.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Just kidding.
And that's why we're on the jerks.
My turn.
Your turn.
I want to make sure I'm not interrupting anyone or talking.
You're not.
Okay, so when Anooj mentioned like the future of perfumery, we got to look towards indie perfumers that are doing exciting things and respecting the ingredients. I wore today Darren Allen, Sheeper #1. Oh my God.
I love that shit.
Thing. Oh my God, it's so freaking good. And I every time I come back to this, I'm like, okay, this is what perfume's supposed to do, right? It just stuck with me all day. It's Sheeper #1. It's like a modern Sheepra, but you know, very floral, all of the things, oak moss, but it has a nice like resinous labdanum dry down. So I took a shower, and even after the shower, I could smell like the labdanum still on my skin. Oh my God. And it wore for hours and hours and hours. And he has like 20% off today, and I'm thinking about just snapping up a bottle because 50 mil, 195, and 20% off of that. It's like
it'll last you forever. You'll have that bottle forever.
And yes, 20% off on Darren Allen. It's I think the code is Save 20.
Yeah, Save 20.
I have a question for Margie.
Yeah.
Have you tried Dorian's Fougere yet?
I have that. I have it.
Okay.
Yes, I have a 10 mil.
What are your thoughts?
It was just okay. So I need to wear it more. It definitely doesn't have any kind of sweetness at all. You know, I like maybe because I'm female and I like a lot of like kind of floral sweetness. It had none of that. It was very, you know, very, I don't know if it was dry, but definitely lacking any kind of like, I don't know. I wanted more from it, but I need to wear it and experience it. And I do feel, just smelling it a couple times, I do feel it's more masculine than feminine. It's not necessarily something that I'm going to reach for, but I know I really like it.
I've sampled it, and it's not, I'm not into it.
I
don't care for it. I love Darren Allen. I love what he does. And I really like his Aqua de Colonia. And some others that I've smelled. Dorian's Fougere doesn't sit right on me. It's not my thing.
See, I love that, and I feel like it's a distant cousin to Sheeper #1.
This
I
is
feel
it right
like they're
here.
related. I feel like they're related somehow.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely his whole vibe, right? He just, I mean, you can't like deny the quality of his ingredients because everything's, I think he does all like tinctures.
Yes.
It's like the best ingredients, and then they're tinctured, so they're just like on another level, and they wear so well. Here it is right here. I mean, I have to smell it on a guy. This to me is definitely more masculine, and I'd like to smell it on a man.
Joe, you haven't
For
smelled
me, it's
any
not going to be
Darren's work.
No, I want Sacred Smoke from him.
Sacred Smoke is awesome.
That's what I hear. So that's the one I want.
20% off today's day.
Well, if he's listening, I'm perfectly willing to shill if he wants to send me free stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
No, you know, like I've been waiting to sell out. Like if somebody would just
he doesn't do. I don't think he does full bottles.
These sizes. These what are these? 15 mils. These are good though.
Yeah, so these are I think 10 or 15 mils, and this was like $45. Oh, you might be able to get 20% off of this, and that would be even cheaper.
All right, I'm gonna have to do that. So,
I'm trying to get Darren Allen to at least come into the chat right now.
Oh my god, the ingredients are
tell
just
him to come here and just tell him like the coolest fucking cat in Fragcom is willing to shill.
Yeah, but you're a piece of garbage. I'm not gonna lie to him.
Why would
Jesus.
you say garbage?
Maybe he has an age restriction policy, right?
True. Yeah, that's true. Anybody over 130 can't get shit.
I can't wait till you come to Philadelphia news so I can buy you a cheesesteak that I've spat in. That's what
I'll still eat that shit. I'll eat that shit.
I'll eat that.
Are cheesesteaks really that good?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
yes.
When you get from the right place.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
All right.
From the right place. We're not going to Pat's and Geno's. We're not doing that. I'm taking you to fucking proper Gino.
Those two are
you know the good places then.
That's what I'm saying.
That was good 20 years ago.
Yes. We're going to proper places. Darren Allen fragrances are good. I only have samples, but I think I need to buy some of those travel spray bottles Margie is showing.
Oh, yeah. And his citrus one, Aqua de Colonia, I think Mr. Clean has it.
Yeah,
oh my god, it's so good. It's better than anything you're gonna find out there. Like the quality of ingredients is like on another level.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And his stuff is super long lasting. Clean, you're muted.
Why was because we have all the frags, because we have so much. Really, one of these 15 mils will still last you quite a while. So
I've had this one.
It's a really great way to jump in.
Kevin is saying Byron Allen forever. Now, Byron Allen, if nobody understands, Byron Allen is a badass son of a bitch. If you don't know his story, it is one of the most impressive fucking stories of all time. He never made a fragrance, but he did make himself a billionaire. And that's pretty goddamn impressive. I am going to be right back because you know what I decided to do? I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to go down and make an old fashioned instead of drinking. I finished my Earl Grey tea.
Cool story.
Normally at this point you would say,
Joe.
"Woman, make me a drink."
I would.
Oh yeah.
She's down there. Look, she's chatting. You know what's funny, woman? My hand's not going to put an old fashioned in itself.
Well, after that comment, it's sure as hell going to go make one.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Sometimes you got to try to jump bad and make an impression. You got to try to impress the rest of the class, and it doesn't go the way you always think it's going to go.
Bye, Joe.
I'll be right back.
All right.
I'll be right back. Also, I have to take a bathroom break.
Okay.
I'm going to pull a Mr. Smelly.
Everybody's going to go on the break. Do it.
Hey, can I show something else that I've been wearing a lot of this summer?
Yeah.
Which I really, Zaharoff signature. This stuff is fantastic.
It's my favorite of all the Zaharoff.
So, the best description I heard for this was Rich Mitch was talking about this. And Brother Rich said, if just some layman off the street came to him one day and said, can you recommend me? I just want one fragrance that I can use as a quote unquote signature scent that I can wear anytime. He said, boom, this is the one that it's what do you call that expression? Rich said it. It's master of all trades, but no, what is it? How does that expression?
Master.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah. He said this does a little bit like this. It's so good. Like it doesn't last that long, but it's just pleasant and it's nice, and I think you can wear it year round. It's just.
Which one is that, Anooj?
Zaharoff signature.
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh, I love this stuff. I'm really liking it. It's good.
Ours are at about the same level. We're at about the same level.
Yeah, I do like that one. Very good, very good. What are you wearing, Clean? Did you already share?
Yes, I'm wearing Prada vetiver.
Nice.
Yes, it is. I have to say, I really do like this. It's a good, wow. It's a good, simple, clean vetiver.
We lost two people down.
Yeah. We have two. We have people on breaks.
I've got a lot of light on me. Is it a little bright?
No.
I have this. I'm playing with my light a little bit.
No, it's normal.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, you're bright, but it's not like shining off of you. So
okay, good.
We do have another guest. We're gonna have kind of a full house with 6 people. Ladies and gentlemen, he dressed up for the occasion. He's looking great, super sharp.
Okay.
All the stars are here. All the stars are here.
In his cereal bowl.
I just want to say, this moment is bringing a tear to my eyes. I mean, to see Clean and Margie back together again. Hold the fort. I mean, we're talking about some of the most beautiful people. Their favorite Fragcom characters.
Oh, Kevin.
Give us a hand of applause because we finally got Clean and Margie.
Slow clap.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy. You made my weekend, and I was not having a good weekend.
I'm so happy I could do that for you, Kevin.
Thank you, Margie Noir.
You're silly.
What are you eating, Kevin?
Lucky Charms?
It's soup.
Beans?
Soup. I'm sick.
Are there beans in your soup?
Oh.
No, it's what kind of soup is this?
Chicken noodle, ginger, orzo.
Chicken noodle, ginger, orzo.
Oh, she got fancy for you.
There's a cold going on in Toronto. Even I'm sick too. A lot of people are sick right now.
Are you really?
You don't keep no Campbells in the house, okay? This is a proper Balkan woman.
You have a good woman, Kevin.
If she's a proper Balkan woman, you're drink free. You're on. You're not drinking, but she should pour a glass of Shivovitz and shoot it down here with us.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants you to go, but she's not. She's busy watching Sex in the City. She's starting it all over again.
Wow.
Interesting. Well, Clean, you have other questions for...
Actually, I've gone through most of my questions. Let's see. I might have more. I think we might be moving on from the questions, but let me just see.
Okay.
There are some others.
I have a question for Anooj.
Anooj, do you have a favorite perfume bottle?
Bottle? Too many. So many. There's a classic ladies, the Montana Parfum de Peau, that spirally bottle. I love that. Paloma Picasso. It's fantastic. Good old Chanel No. 5.
Oh, yeah. Chanel.
Shalimar.
Badass.
Shalimar. Classic.
Shalimar is the most beautiful
bottle. Acqua di Gio. I love that bottle. It's just simple. Awesome. Sick.
I've never held it in my hand. Acqua di Gio.
That's a shame. You should. It was great. Classic.
Clean didn't like it though. Clean smelled it recently.
Yeah. And I'm sorry.
Okay, I have a question for Anooj.
Shoot.
Anooj, do I need a vintage bottle of Dior Poison?
Well, you don't need a vintage bottle.
I know, but you know what I like.
So are you saying it because what about the modern? Start from there, Margie. Why are you
okay? So here's the thing. I have a feeling the vintage might be better in it, but then again, it is just a designer, so I don't know like how good the vintage is actually going to be compared to the modern day. Okay,
there is a distinct difference. There is a distinct difference.
Rachel's a total instigator with this spinning.
There is absolutely a distinct difference. It's you could equate it to like. Okay, so you'll get what I'm saying, the distinct difference, haute couture, between the OG bottle with the plastic and the more modern. You still got that raspberry in it in the modern, but it can't compare to the vintage. Poison is...
Okay, are you talking about the EDT? What is this one? EDT. Haute couture.
I'm talking about the eau de parfum. The original.
Do you have it? Do you have
just
an
eau de parfum? Yeah.
I'm putting in my order now. Just kidding.
I showed this on one of Dan's streams. Remember this?
Oh,
this is the eau de... When it first came out, it was only an eau de parfum. The eau de toilette was a later.
Ooh, that bottle's cool.
Right, with that little plastic kickstand. So
Are
the difference between this and the modern eau de perfume, you kind of get the same vibes as vintage Poison to modern Poison. You can't.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's better, but there is a distinct difference.
No, this is a great perfume.
That's a fact.
But the modern day I sold because all right, Anooj, I'm gonna WhatsApp you.
Margie, you're gonna have to fight Rachel for it.
Oh, now she wants a vintage Poison. Do you have at least 2? I asked first, by the way. No, just kidding.
We got plenty to go around. Don't worry.
Okay, good. What are some other little gems you have, Anooj, that you're hiding away that we need to buy?
Oh, here, Fernando wants it too.
Far too many.
Fernando wants one too, see? All right. We'll stop doing business. It's after hours for Anooj. I'm sorry, Anooj.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Do you have 2?
Wait. Oh, Fernando says 3. Fernando, so this is real.
Do you have 3?
They all want them. Vintage
Say
Poison for Margie, Rachel, and Fernando.
Vintage Poison, and I want vintage Hot Couture EDP. Sorry, we were on a shopping break, Joe.
Did anybody buy me anything? What was happening?
Yeah, we got you a new bedpan.
We put in our orders.
Oh,
here's your next question.
Perfumes.com?
Right.
Is that where we went?
That's NishanePerfumes.com.
Here's your next question, Anooj, and this is probably good now that we have like a full house here with all of us Fragcommers.
He already answered clean. He said a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Oh.
You became active in Fragcom live streams, what, like a little over a year ago?
Yeah, about a year and a half now, I guess.
Okay. So what are some of your thoughts on live streams, the chat, and the characters and bots?
I love it. I just think it's all ridiculous, but it's so much fun. But it is all absurd overall.
Anooj,
in the grand scheme of things, it is absolutely absurd. Just the way things just get taken way too seriously, way too many times. But I can't get enough of it. I just feel so much fucking fun. It's like fun chaos.
Oh man, she might have first dibs then.
Is Fernando saying that Rachel K. Ng is the queen of periods? Like
no,
some women have a heavy flow.
Period.
Some women have a heavy flow. There's nothing to judge. Fernando, I thought you were better than that. Okay. But I gotta say, Mr. Clean, you've turned into like the James Lipton of Fragcom streams. You got the questions prepared. I feel like very inside the actor's studio with you. I'm good.
No.
I agree.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
I just burned through all of them.
We're grilling.
Do you have any other final thoughts on Fragcom live streams, Anooj?
No, I just love them. I just think they can hit all the spectrum. Some of them are just so like nerdy and to the point and scientific type, and then others are just like,
and others are just on the spectrum.
and then there's money burner streams.
No, you said the live streams cover all the spectrum, and then some of the people in the live streams are just on the spectrum.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, Dave, you should have a little drum kit there and be able to do that live.
Well, Dave would have to know how to play the drums to do that. And
for those of you who don't know, Dave is in a band and plays drums.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Nice. I didn't know the Amish played rock and roll music.
You're another one too. You need new material. You've made that Amish joke.
You haven't seen Dave rock out until you've seen his version of Michael Row the Boat Ashore.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll kill it, dude.
And Amish Paradise too.
Do your
perfect
version of Kumbaya, my lord. Go ahead.
I don't have anything in front of me
nearby.
No.
So I was just saying, Kevin, I do see. As I was making my old fashioned, I heard him say you came here dressed to the nines.
Well, I didn't say that. Clean said that about me. He was being sarcastic.
He was being backhanded. You know, Clean, you can't just be backhanded with your guests. You know?
What I love is that on a fragrant live stream where 55 people are watching, the weird guy is the one who's casual, right? And the one who doesn't get made fun of is the guy who puts a tuxedo on. I mean, come on, give your head a shake, guys. Like, let's step into reality for a second.
This is true.
Well, look, there are live streams, and then there are live streams. Like,
I mean, Mr. Clean, are you one of those guys who throws dinner parties and then says black tie only for 6 of your friends?
No, I would not do that for. Well, no, I haven't
Do
done.
you feel underdressed, Money? Do you feel underdressed in the white wife beater right now?
You're not going to make me feel self-conscious, okay? I love who I am, and you have no idea how high
he's going to fly.
And my spirit
his spirit will not be fucked with. I mean, he will fly so high like you can't even believe it. Like you can't even believe. He will not be held down. Those wings will not be clipped.
I'm the bald eagle of these streams.
Oh my God.
Actually, yeah. Hey, Burner, this seems like it would be a good statement for you to read aloud. Will you read my scrolling banner aloud?
I am at your command, sir.
Burner, will you read the scrolling banner aloud?
Wouldst thou like the taste of butter, a pretty dress? Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
That's I don't.
Is that an AI generated thing?
It is a quote from the beast that is in our background. It's Black Phillip from The Witch.
Oh shit! I didn't even recognize the line.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Did you guys notice? Do you see my goat in the background?
Black Phillip's eye. You know what? Now I'm gonna have to watch the movie again. I was watching. Here's what I was busy with today. Remember Lost in Space, the fucking TV show, not the movies or anything.
Oh yeah, I watched the TV show when I was a kid all the time.
I was watching this shit today. It's so fucked up. They used like Tupperware as special effects props and shit like that. It was really low budget.
Yeah. But it was fun. I mean, when we were kids, man, that shit was good. I mean, it was interesting. Except Dr. Smith, that's his name, right? That guy,
why wouldn't you kill him?
He's a fucking pain in the ass.
Total dickhead. If I was if I were on the island with Gil, or I was in Lost, and if I was in the saucer with Dr. Smith, you murder the motherfuckers. They fuck up every chance you have to do something positive. They ruin it. So kill them. Nobody's around. You're on an island. You're in space. Kill those motherfuckers. Nobody's around.
And they let him spend too much time alone with that kid.
That was kind of creepy.
You're missing questions, Clean.
We were covering a very pressing issue.
Oh, sorry.
This is why Margie and Clean need to continue streaming. They balance each other. You see this?
I don't see the questions. I don't see the questions.
I love how Marcus's comments always get held for review.
Oh, I don't even see.
Always. And I can still see him. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad, but I guess it's pushing the limit. He said he mixed himself a motherfucking screwdriver.
Chico.
You don't
I
see
just
it?
had another pressing question come through here, Anuj.
Oh,
they need to know if Anooj were on one of those shows, would he be more of a Gilligan or a Dr. Smith?
Oh, Gilligan.
You would be more of a Gilligan?
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. And we could still kill you.
Yes.
All right. See, I like the way this, these are the questions that you needed to fucking address.
Yeah. The hard-hitting question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know what? We almost have Gilligan's Island right here. We would just need, we would need 2 more women, actually. There's 3 women on Gilligan's Island.
But in all fairness, you did say almost.
Oh my God.
Holy crap.
That is
I
cute
can't
stuff.
with that
Chico.
dog. It's too cute.
Rachel, he's a Pomeranian.
He's cute, man.
I can't. It's so cute. Hi, Chico. You're so sweet. Thank you, Marcus.
He does seem pretty.
Chico's so cool. Is Chico full grown now? Is that it for him?
We miss seeing you and Clean together on the stream. Thank you so much for coming back.
Oh my God, you've done so cute. I can't take it.
Chico needs to have his own
Chico's too cute. I can't
panel
take it.
here.
Yes.
Chico should have his own camera.
That is a nice, calm dog. You know, mine's a little more. Well, she's calm, but she's.
Your dog's funny. You only have the one?
Huh?
Do you only have the one dog?
Yeah, and that'll be it. I think after this dog, I think it's a wrap.
I know.
I get attached to things, and then I don't feel like I should ever like, you know, if this dog goes, and I think that's a wrap for me.
So
it's hard when they go.
Yeah, I always compare, and then it'll, you know.
Yeah, it is, but I will always have a dog. You know, I've had a number of dogs, and it's kind of just how it goes.
And some may say that clean, you're quite the dog yourself.
Unbelievable, man.
I enjoy. It's not the line itself; it's how much Kevin enjoyed delivering it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Great.
Kevin's got all the lines. He does enjoy delivering all of them. The line he enjoys delivering the most is when the cats are away.
The mic.
Oh my God.
Okay, am I right, fellas?
By the way, have we ever heard from that guy again?
Who?
What was his name again? Alex Pearl. Have we heard from him again?
Oh yeah.
I had him on my oh yeah, you were there. I had him on that stream, and then no, I in Instagram chat I have, but
okay. He seemed like he hated me.
No, he didn't. No.
Are you surprised? I mean,
no. But
no, he didn't at all. It wasn't. No.
I don't know. I couldn't tell. It seemed like he hated me.
No, I think he just doesn't like the live streams so much.
And does he especially not like them if somebody, like, I don't know, maybe DDLD is there?
No, it doesn't have anything to do with that.
Oh no, it 100% does. Don't lie.
Yeah, Anooj and Dave are up there like, yeah, that sounds about right. You know,
it's simple math, man. It's simple math. Come on.
Yeah, low quality. You know.
I don't know. I tried to be friendly that night. I tried.
No, it was not personal at all.
Yeah,
like he likes to have more like creative control. He likes to do his own videos, so it's just not for him. I don't think the live streaming's for him, and that's okay.
I made a great first impression on him until Mr. Clean ruined it. I mean,
I felt that. You know,
you may have put a bad taste in his mouth for the live streams, Kevin.
Oh please, honey. Please.
What did you put in his mouth?
Oh shit!
Good Lord! Anooj. I get my rent taken away with smut like this happening on the stream. I mean, I never get a fair shake around these parts.
Anooj, do you have any critters?
No.
Cooter critters?
I'm the critter in the house.
Oh,
have you ever have they died off?
When I was a kid, I once, like, my mom and I were talking. I was like, Mom, maybe we should get a dog. And my mom turns to my dad. She's like, yeah, maybe we should get a dog. My dad's like, you don't need a dog. You have this. He eats, sleeps, and shits like a dog.
Sounds about right.
Game over.
Hey, also, Joe's heard the same thing in his life too. It's crazy.
I don't know what you're talking.
Oh, Dave does have a dog. Dave, you want to tell us about yours?
Two of them. Two of them.
What kind of dogs, Dave? What are their names?
What are dogs? What are
How old are they? Tell us.
Which one do you like more?
Oh, that's not fair. Maybe I have a favorite, but
exactly.
One of our dogs, he's older. He's 12. He's going to be I'm sorry. He's going to be 11 this year.
What, is it 11 or 12? We need to know.
No, he's 11 for sure. Okay. My mistake. He's an Australian cattle dog.
Oh my God.
And he's extremely intelligent, very obedient. And then we have Winnie. She's half border collie, half black lab. She's 2.
Aww.
She's awesome.
That's his favorite. I could tell. He got a little smirk, and he's like, "Yeah, that's his favorite."
That's my baby.
And
then we have a kitten. He's about 2.5 months old. He's his name is Eddie.
Eddie the kitten.
Yeah, he's fucked up. He's out of his mind. He's crazy. He fits right in. He fits in perfectly.
Kittens are the cutest, I have to say. I mean, puppies are baby animals are always cute.
Oh, they're the best.
But kittens are really cute. And then, as as cats, they develop this personality. Like I love my cats. They each have such distinct personalities, but none of them are as cute as when they were kittens.
That's what I'm kind of hoping. Like he stays like cuddly, cute, and fucked up all at the same time. I'm hoping that he stays that way, but
he probably will.
We'll see.
Sounds like Margie Noir.
Oh God.
Fuck you.
Hey, Anooj, in your neighbor's house where you've clearly placed your webcam, do they have any dogs?
Oh my God!
I know.
What are you guys talking about?
It looks like he's in a hostage video. Like he's been kidnapped by the Taliban.
That's racist.
It's not.
Please.
You don't say that.
Anooj, you have too much headspace. You got to bring it down.
It does seem like it's across like a football field away.
This is the wife's home office.
Yeah, we're all showing our chest.
Nah, there you go. It looks a little better. It's like you got full head, and then this guy. It's like he's just.
I know that's.
You guys are all getting full head. I can't even get a hand job.
Come on. And Anooj looks so tiny next to us.
Yeah. Poor guy, man.
I mean,
I can't believe you're gonna let him talk to you like that. That's wild.
She accidentally brushes her arm against my balls, and I don't hear from her for a week.
This is a man's conversation. We're explaining the problems we go through. We suffer too, is what Kevin's getting to the point. What do you mean? We all.
You have no idea, you guys.
What are you talking about? It's men are like.
Oh fuck.
You guys have it so much easier. Don't even get me started.
What are you talking about? Just because we can piss our name on a wall?
Trust me, you guys have it a lot easier.
I don't think.
But that's okay. I don't hold it against you.
Margie, don't argue with
any of you.
You can't win because you have a V. Okay.
I didn't see that. I went through.
True.
I went through last night's stream today. I went through that whole stream today, and I do have to say, Kevin made some solid points. There was nothing. I don't think there was anything too out of line. I mean, you did use a word that maybe you could have phrased a little bit better, but I understood your point. But yeah, I don't. It's kind of weird. Like the things that you were saying about men and women and all that kind of stuff. They're pretty simplistic concepts. Women do lie. And it's not just women. It's Hollywood. It's everything. They send these messages. Like when you were talking about a man who will hold your purse. Right. If we were to see this in a film, the girl would go to her girlfriends and go, and oh my God, he held my purse. And they'd go, oh, and no woman wants that. No woman
wants that.
Like that. No man wants to be that fucking guy. But they send these messages out there, and it sends the wrong messages to young men. And women are like, you watch these movies and they lie. But the reality is, you like a man with a little bit of fucking balls on him not an asshole, because everybody always goes, why do women like the asshole? Not an asshole, just a guy that is a fucking man.
Joe, why don't you?
I wouldn't even want my guy to hold my purse.
Yeah.
Would you prefer a dominant, confident man, Margie?
Me? Oh, yes. No. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Yes.
Oh, you would. That's interesting.
That's the thing. I don't.
Why is that interesting?
No. Joe.
Oh.
He answered for you. I didn't get that. That was.
No.
No,
absolutely. I want a dominant. Yeah.
See, this is why Allie's block Allie from the chat.
No, Allie should. Allie should.
Well said, Allie.
Allie, you should hold Allie's purse, because while you're holding your purse, you could take your balls out of them and put them where they belong.
Good Lord. Good God.
That's fucked up, Dave. I didn't come here and insult you.
Yeah, you did.
No,
0.2 seconds into you being here, you did. Fuck.
Look at how salty the Whiskey Reaper is.
Here.
Yeah.
I'm here still.
Unrequited love, a scorned lover. a want to be lover.
Oh my gosh. He's just checking to make sure it's a show.
An unrequited lover.
Yes, unrequited lover. It's okay, sir. It's fine.
To your point, Money Burner, I did notice that Reaper does get salty pretty quickly, very easily too. Yeah,
that's a fine excuse, Rachel. I like that. I mean, if you're going to hold it so she can't spend money.
Yes.
But yeah, Reaper. Reaper. That one night we went through Amanda's posts, and Reaper was right there. Simping out,
simping hard.
He was hearting everything.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
He's quite the romantic.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need ass. He's not a real man.
You don't know that.
Pull up the photos.
He told me. He said, "Yo, Callie, I don't need ass, bro." That's what he told me.
So you brought it up, and he went, "God damn!" Like he did that.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good Reaper. Goddamn.
Reaper, like
very good Reaper.
Reaper is a great son of a bitch. I gotta be honest. He
is a good dude.
He sends me crazy fucking messages. It's so good. I love it. I think it's great.
I mean,
he's never been super vile. I agree with that.
Hold the fort. We got a great picture. We got a great picture of the limelight.
Did she just post that?
And what do we have here? We got the Whiskey Reaper.
Oh my god.
And what does he say? Very cute.
What does that mean? I want to pour barbecue sauce on you and work you like a rib. What is he talking about with that? Reaper, you were a little bit out of line right there.
Hold the fort. What is it here? Heart. This guy's alpha.
Simping ain't easy, bruh.
Hold the fort.
Holy fuck.
Whiskey Reaper. Fire.
Whiskey Creeper.
Slay Queen.
He's a good guy. I like it. He's a good guy.
No, Reaper's fucking great, dude. He actually really is. He's a cooler motherfucker than people realize.
See ya, Jimbo.
He's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Reaper's hilarious.
He really is, dude.
Yeah.
He will send me some of the funniest fucking shit. Some of it's very politically incorrect, but god damn it, it makes me fucking laugh. So that's all that matters. And I will be sending him a Reaper Light shirt with the fucking Bud Light logo.
Oh, totally.
He'll never wear it, but it'll be good for him. It'll build character. That's what happens when you get your spirit broken. They tell you it builds character.
That's right.
Kevin comes on live streams to build character clearly every fucking time he makes an appearance.
I've been building character my whole life. If that's the case.
Hey, Anooj.
What up?
If somebody was like, you know what? I want the guy from Enchante Perfume to have his own perfume. What would it smell like?
I have no idea, man. I don't think I would ever even want to do something like that anyway. So,
what nonsense did I miss?
We were saying if there was an official like Enchante perfume fragrance, it would have top notes of douchebaggery.
Top, middle, and base.
Yeah, like just all through, straight through.
Uniformity. I don't want no pyramid, just a straight line douchebag.
Yeah, very linear fragrance. Just,
I think if he had a fragrance, it would smell like fennel, maple syrup, and vodka.
I could see that. That's probably not a bad frag.
That would probably smell good.
Yeah. How about Anooj? How about a frag that smells like hockey puck?
You should.
Geez, my hockey bag.
Well, for that, you would want to collaborate with imaginary authors.
Yes, it would be good for that.
Marcus Mandel says dry down would smell like dog shit. Is that Anooj's fragrance or are you talking about me? You son of a bitch.
Right?
I just have to do a preemptive son of a bitch in case. I mean, if you were talking about Anooj, I agree.
Give that man a wrench Give Marcus Mandel a wrench. He deserves it with that comment.
Can I have my wrench back?
No.
You're under supervision now.
What did I say last stream?
We can't repeat it.
About it,
it would take a lot to give money a wrench.
How about this, Allie? I hope that gift box is worth $400.
You had one and it was revoked?
Yes.
Wow.
He acts up.
Right, Margie?
I revoked his wrench. We can talk about it later.
What'd you do, Mike? What did you do?
I don't know. It's interesting to me that the day that you decide to mosey on back here, Margie Noir, is the day my wrench gets removed. That laugh says it all. That laugh says it all.
I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, yeah, sure you did it, sweetheart.
I like that she's like, what'd you do, Kevin? Like, you know, he's a fucking habitual line stepper. That's all this guy does. He crosses lines. You know,
did
you
you
draw one on the ground? He's like,
did you just steal that line from Chappelle Show?
I may have. I heard it before. I know that.
What was the line?
It's called
Habitual line stepper.
A habitual line stepper.
I hadn't heard.
Oh, that's
that was the one. That was the episode with Charlie Murphy.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, it was. It was Rick James. And he was like,
James bitch,
a habitual line stepper. Yeah, that is where I heard it before. Yeah,
he was a habitual line stepper.
Kevin's kind of like Rick James, like a Persian Rick James.
Yeah,
he's a habitual line stepper.
Yeah.
Wait, why is Allie saying she's still available?
Because she's dating Joe, so obviously she's going to say that.
What does that even mean?
Good one.
What does that even mean? I don't understand. I think she meant she's available for a wrench unless she has one. If she meant
no, she has one.
Oh, well then
I was right.
Yeah, she meant the other thing then. And now there might be a domestic incident.
My gosh.
You guys missed what Joe said.
Oh, what was it? I missed it.
I was just saying, if she really was putting herself on the auction block here, and now there might be a domestic situation when this stream is over.
We need an Allie cameo.
I'm telling you, this whole shit.
Where's the woman, Joe? Where's the woman? Summon your woman.
Oh no, she's drinking
in the
tonight.
kitchen where she should be.
No,
Allie should have a setup in the kitchen so she can jump on from down there and be on.
Last night was Autumn Clark's birthday stream on Melissa Villanueva's channel.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, well, thank you for not seeing it because Allison, I came home from work and her friend Dana had come and got her to take her out to celebrate wonderful medical news this week. And when I came home and they came in, oh boy, was everybody tuned the fuck up.
Allie was quite marinated last night on that live stream. She was quite marinated.
Oh my god, dude!
Is this deleted now, though?
It was something.
I don't think
it was
so.
something.
Was everybody tuned up or just Allie?
I had two. What do they call them? The golden monkey, berry monkey. I had two berry monkey. So that was. Oh yeah, and yeah, she takes pain pills. So there's pain pills for the surgery. So and this is the best part. So the whole time, this is what you didn't know, Anooj. When I would get up and go to the bathroom, I'd hit mute on the roadcaster and I'd be like, yo, bro, you need to get off the fucking stream right now. I was like, this is not good. And she was like,
yeah, Mr. Bowles.
I'm fine. Like, stop being a buzzkill. Right? And I was like, no, I'm just saying, like, I think you're kind of tuned up. And so finally in the end, I was like, I got to pull the plug. I have to. I gotta call it a day.
Although, in fairness, a lot of us were pretty married.
Oh, dude, the whole stream was, I think, pretty fucked up. But
were you there last night, Anooj?
Yeah. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fantastic stream. But there was a point where I just went, "Oh, right, that'll do." I was like, "That'll do." I was like, "This is not good."
So Rachel was asking if it's the Hamster Balls episode. No, that was last week here. Joe is talking about last night on Melissa Villanueva's stream.
Yeah.
Villanova. Now, why can't I say?
She did a stream for Autumn Clark's birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a special stream.
It was fun. It was fun, man. It was jokes.
There was a lot of fun to be had.
Aw, nice down on all that.
Yeah. So at one point today, Amanda, because I guess you guys had your thing on Clean Stream, which I was watching, and she said something about DDLD wasn't there to keep the peace or something, and I was like, DDLD was trying to keep things together elsewhere.
Yeah.
Very occupied, very busy.
Well,
And when I saw that, I was like, oh, I know exactly what that meant.
Mm-hmm. Kevin, you see what you do? Like, I take a night
off. Whiskey, talking some shit.
What's he saying now?
Whiskey, I have a wrench and I will fucking block you immediately.
Also, Marcus Mandel is defending you and he has a wrench now.
Oh, shit.
No, it's okay.
Do it, Marcus. Fuck the Reaper.
Don't block.
Fuck you, Reaper.
Block, you lose.
Fuck you, Stephen Charamonte.
Who is Stephen Charamonte?
It's like some burner accounts.
Oh.
Obvious burner accounts.
Rules. The chat always wins, and if you block, you lose.
Yeah. Apparently, women just we can't do anything. We have to be like, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying too. Yeah. Right.
No, fuck you guys. You're the same way. You guys are the same fucking way.
No, we're very delightful people.
Mm-hmm.
All us men are horse shit.
Women haters.
I like women. I like broads.
No, I hate them. I hate women.
You hate women. I like them. They're all right.
I love women.
I'm a big fan.
I'm the number one fan.
They're just frustrated because they can't get any.
What do you mean? I'm
with them. Talking to Marcy.
What?
You're talking about the guys in
You're
the
not paying attention to the chat, obviously.
Oh, I thought you were talking about us. I was going to say I have a broad.
No, not you guys. You guys, I know you.
Margie,
guys,
why are you getting so defensive? It's just somebody in a chat. Who cares what they say?
Ooh, why am I getting defensive? I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you respond to someone talking
deal.
shit to you in the chat or no?
Also,
really.
Also, there's there's another reason, and we don't need to talk about it here.
Exactly.
Okay.
Trust me, I'm not being.
It goes beyond what the person said.
Like, what?
Beyond what the person said.
Tell me who in the chat is bothering you. Tell me. What's their name?
All these motherfuckers.
Done. They're gone.
Say their name. Say their name right now.
No.
Just one of their names. Tell me one of their names. I will back you up to the death.
Burner.
Is it Whiskey Reaper? Is it Stephen Chiaramonte?
I think it might be Stephen Chiaramonte.
All right.
And they're gone. That
but
person
solo
is
me
gone.
for a second.
Thank you.
Solo me for a second, Clean.
I'm a whore because I fucked one guy.
No, solo me. Solo
that
me.
makes me a whore.
Wait. We should probably, if we're going to talk about that stuff, shouldn't that be like backstage or something?
Yeah, where did that come from? Why are we talking about that?
Because do you not see this happening?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, well, you guys are missing out.
Well, then it should be gone. Did we?
No. Clean. I asked you 3 times to solo me, and I'm here to defend the people of the street.
Didn't hear you.
Stephen Chiaramonte and everybody going. It's a fucking privilege for her to be here. So I got one thing to say to you, jabronis. Fuck you.
That's a lot of middle fingers that are happening right there. You can't even keep track of them. All the dicks, you say. All the dicks.
Fuck you, Stephen Chiaramonte.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I don't know why my lady is still with me. I got to be honest. What am I doing?
I like that she just watched that live.
See, it's not backstage stuff, Dave. Come on.
I did not say backstage stuff. I said, shouldn't we, if we're going to talk about this type of stuff, shouldn't we talk about it backstage?
I don't know. Should we? There's people in the chat talking about it. So
No one's talking about it. I don't even know where you read this.
I honestly, maybe we're not getting the same, like, because that does happen sometimes.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're just not getting the same thing.
I saw some mild fuckery. Like
maybe they meant it in the Sex in the City way. I've been watching Sex in the City with my girl. Oh, they're like, oh my God, Samantha, you whore.
You're holding a purse now. Now you're holding a purse. Watching Sex in the City with your girls, the equivalent of holding a fucking purse.
Should I let you guys have your night to yourselves?
No, you're here now. No. Admit it, Margie Noir. Would you want to hang out with a man who will watch Sex in the City with you? Like
no.
This fuzzle next to you on the screen.
No, I don't like freaking. I don't like weak men.
What are you doing watching? Okay,
Samantha. I like dominant, aggressive men.
Yes.
There's only the one broad. The one broad, like every joke, every punchline is like, and I took a cock last night when they meet for lunch and shit. What are we doing with this show?
What?
What are you doing?
I'm not even watching that show. I can't.
But I got to be honest. I was in Amsterdam when I was like 20
Thank you, Rachel.
Old, and I watched 2 whole seasons of Sex in the City between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. every day, and I finished like 2 seasons. That city is crazy. Like
there's a lot of sex happening in it.
No, dude, we would leave the house at like 1 a.m.
Oh,
that's when the party starts.
Yeah,
and we'd party till like 6 a.m. and then we'd get home, and then me and my Serbian friend would just watch Sex in the City because it was like a rented house, and they didn't have cable. They just had these 2 box sets, season 1 and season 2 of Sex. I watched the whole thing.
If there's nothing else to watch, I get it.
My main issue with that show is that what's her name? Sarah Jessica Parker. She's kind of buckled. And then the idea that this billionaire guy just has to be with her.
You mean she's ugly, right?
Yes. Fuck out of here.
I was just telling her that today. I'm like, she's so ugly.
She's beat as fuck, dude. She's so beat. I'll tell you the worst thing I ever heard, though. This actually, I felt, it didn't even involve me. I was listening to fucking radio, and it made me feel so fucking bad. Opie and Anthony, while that show was still on, I'm driving, I'm listening to it, and they're trashing the fuck out of her. They're like, she looks like a fucking horse face bitch. You know, they're saying all shit. She fucking hurt. So she's on set in New York City. The fucking staff were listening to Opie and Anthony while this was being said. So she calls in, literally herself, and she's like, hey, I just heard you guys talking about me. And they're like, because whoever fucking right? And she was like, I am a person. She's like, I know you see me on a screen, and she's like, but I am an actual human being. You do understand that, right? And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I could feel my balls shriveling on the hide inside my body. Because she was like, when you say things like this, like, I'm on the receiving end. Like, you're talking about how hideous I am. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is brutal, man. Like, this is so bad. And she ended up inviting them down to the set. I don't think they ever went. But I still say, not that she's not the worst thing you ever saw. I mean, when we're talking about this, we're saying like, hey, it's how you present her. You present her like she's hot, and everybody's supposed to think she's hot. She's not fucking hot. Dave Cali.
She's actually never been hot. Let's face it.
Whoa.
No, I'm saying that because here's the thing. And now that she's an older woman, she's getting all kinds of shit because everyone else in Hollywood has had a facelift.
Yeah, but okay.
So what has no, I'm telling you. So I'm seeing these feeds, these videos that are like, oh, should Sarah Jessica Parker, should she had a facelift before she went back on Sex and the City? I mean, they're like putting it out there that she shouldn't even be showing her face because she should have gotten a facelift like all the other freaking women in Hollywood.
That's fucked up.
So that's what I'm saying. She's never been hot. She's not a cute girl. And yes, she's old and now she just looks like, just extra not great. But yeah. It
is kind of fucked up. And I do admire I like when the women that go out and they're like, fuck it, I'm not doing all that shit. I'm not going to look like a Muppet, you know, because they all look like a Muppet when they get all the plastic surgery.
That's a fact.
So I do admire when they say, fuck it, I'm not going to do that.
Exactly. And that's what she did. She said, fuck it. Well, I mean, yeah. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
Because really women my age, they're very pressured to get a facelift at this point.
But it's so ridiculous. No,
but I'm telling you, that's
themselves. The pressure is in their own fucking minds.
No. All over social media, it's like you gotta do it by this age, or it's just gonna go down.
None of the men like it.
So what do you guys think?
Said
if I do
how
it?
bad it looks. We've said how bad it looks.
It does look bad, and the thing that's fucking weird to me is it all looks the same. Like everybody who's overdone it looks like
it just doesn't look right, because you're literally like picking up skin over bone, and you're just like, you know what I mean? That's what you're doing.
So when Margie, when you say they're being pressured,
maybe I do need
women pressure themselves. Women invent that in their heads.
Seriously, it's all
supposed to look like that.
Do that. They live.
Are you self-Botoxing, Margie?
Yeah. See.
That's how you do it.
That's what they do. They freaking pull your skin up over your. I'm just saying. Sorry.
I think it's a you know, the old frog in the boiling water analogy. You know, it's slowly you slowly turn up the heat.
I think no one knows this analogy.
Yes, no, it's a very common. Yeah, that a frog doesn't know that it's in boiling water and is about to die because the water gets heated, so
gradually
slowly it adjusts until suddenly it's
analogy ever.
It's not the worst analogy ever, because I'm going to tell you why. Because it all starts simple. It's like, oh, let me just have my eyes lifted, let me have my jowl lifted, and eventually you keep doing it till you look like a fucking creature from Jim Henson's Creature Shop. Like you got these blown out fucking lips, and your fucking shit's like your eyes.
I can't do the lip stuff. It never looks right.
I'll be honest.
Lip stuff never looks right.
I don't mind if the girl does a little bit of Botox, a little collagen, a little
Botox is fine.
I don't mind.
Botox is totally fine.
Yeah.
Breast lift, I don't mind. I don't mind that. I don't mind this stuff.
I don't know.
No, I'm talking more about your face, right? Because
I don't like any of it.
Face, and like that's how people recognize you. And
I want to see a woman look her age. I want to see her look really good for her age.
You don't really, though. Come on, let's be real.
No, I don't want to see a woman trying to look younger because she always looks worse.
Okay, what if a woman who was like overweight and had these gigantic breasts, and then it all makes sense because her belly's pushing her breasts up, right? But then she loses a bunch of weight, but she's still at the triple D, and then they hang really low.
You have to lift that.
I want to get a breast lift. What are you going to say?
Yeah, that's totally.
That's so common. That's not even like sometimes. That's so common.
Right, but that's more of a that kind of shit fucks with your back, your posture, and all that kind of shit.
Let's say the posture was perfect. She just didn't like that they were flapping down to her knees.
Sure.
Well, yeah, I mean
it's the same thing if you're born with a big bump in your nose, getting your nose done makes sense if you want that done.
Yeah, I mean you want to be comfortable with all of those things.
Yes.
But
I'm okay with everything. Everyone should be happy, but I'll say this. I think that before women in particular start to do a bunch of surgeries and stuff, they should just go to the gym, eat really healthy, get as beautiful as possible, and then look at themselves and see, do they really feel like they need to do this?
Right.
I feel like a lot of them wouldn't. I feel like if you go to the gym and get in great shape and eat healthy and then love yourself and do therapy and
then you wouldn't want something.
Human being, let alone a woman, you may reconsider your need to fix your nose or fix your ears or whatever it is.
I think that's true, man. Because again, it's a fucked up look. It's not a look that men are into, right? And like where you're saying, somebody here said it. I don't know if it was Clean or you, that women put this pressure on themselves because it's not a look that we like. Like I don't know a fucking guy that goes, oh, that's hot. That she looks like who said that? IG whatever about fish lips and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if a fucking dude that says that shit. So I do think it's a woman thing, but I mean, I understand. Like, look, you start to get older. I'm in that bracket. You know, your eyelids start to sag and droop, and things start to happen. And I know people who get the bags dealt with and the fucking lids lifted and shit. So but it's when you start going beyond that, and you got the cheek implants and the fucking collagen injected in the lip, and you just start to look like a jackass. You know, it
just doesn't look right, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What is? I'm not clicking on this. What does this link go to? Who knows?
I just wanted to say something. Rachel made a comment about Sex in the City, and she said that kind of was isn't that the point of the show, like the fantasy of an average?
Oh yeah. I meant to go. I saw that too.
What'd she say?
I think she's right because we
gotta highlight Rachel's comment, Clean.
Yeah, if I can find it.
11:15 p.m. Yeah.
There it is.
Isn't that the point of the show? Like the fantasy of an average-looking plain woman making it in NYC and marrying a billionaire, just like Bruce Willis movies for dudes. I think she's right because my girl said the same thing. She's like, that whole idea of the show, it was like this average-looking girl who was into fashion and writing for a magazine and marrying a billionaire. It was like a fairy tale for
yes.
And see, and that's fair, and that's probably something that as a guy I didn't catch. You know, that was the message. I don't know. I just looked at it as that was like we were supposed to accept this. So if that's the case, then that I guess makes sense. But
I always thought the hot one was the old one.
Dude, she is the hot. Like in Porky's.
Well, she's the one who gets all the sex. I mean,
is she on this one too? I haven't watched it, so.
No, there was some really ugly shit, man, that went down with her and all the rest of them. It was pretty fucked up in public and stuff. It was worse than live streams.
What about that Kristen girl, the brunette? Is she on there? The Kristen?
The Reed? I think so. I saw.
She was the hottest to me.
I know she was the cutest, but what happened is she's actually been out talking about fillers and that she regrets getting fillers in her face because. Like years ago, they were like, oh, if you want to lift your face, just put fillers in your face and everything will lift. Well, you just have to keep layering on fillers and fillers to keep that look. It's just,
That's why I told Anooj to stop that shit. He's like, oh, I just got these fillers.
I can't. Once you start, though, man, it's Like...
you guys, you know the reason he keeps his camera so high, right? And like, I've had the pleasure of meeting him, but Anooj actually got a Brazilian butt lift. That's why.
I got booty, man. I got booty.
He has epic.
Right. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed clean. Thanks for having me.
I went to shake his hand. The first thing he did was he turned
around. You're leaving?
I knew before you leave, can you do me a favor and read Marcus's comment out loud?
What is it? My dad is 77 years old. We have a sauna at my place every day. He has epic droopy balls and cough syndrome. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And that's why this guy deserves a wrench.
See? I've been saying it all night long.
He got a wrench.
Good. All right.
Good.
Thanks for having me, Clean. Love you guys. Take care.
Bye,
love you too, man. Take it easy.
Good to talk to you, man.
You love him, Dave? That's pretty bold.
Yeah. Yeah, because he said he loves us.
Like it was to everyone. It was kind of
meaningless.
Yeah. Gestural. Yours was kind of personal. You're like, I love you too.
That's okay. I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm comfortable with myself. It's all good.
He's not going to let you shame him.
Yeah.
You fly as high as you want, baby boy.
You stop it.
Yeah, right now.
Right now.
Yeah. Tell him again about how much you love Anooj. Go ahead.
I fucking love Anooj. All right.
Anooj is amazing. He's great. I'm gonna have to WhatsApp him on that Dior Poison and the Hot Couture.
Yeah, I think he just made 3 sales for it.
I know, right?
Ram is saying that Kim Cattrall was fire in Mannequin and Big Trouble in
Oh my God, Mannequin was my favorite.
She was, but she was
what a horrible movie. Yeah.
What was her name in Porky's where she howled like a dog when people would drill down on her? What the fuck was her name? No, I'm telling you, she was in fucking Porky's, and when she would get boned, they was it the Howler or something? It was she would like How like a dog?
I think you're imagining this.
I'm
don't
not
recall.
imagining this. So hold on. So they're telling everybody that she had this name. This one gym teacher, I guess, because back then you could bone down on students or whatever the hell the deal was. And
back in those days,
no, you could do it in the 80s. Do you remember the movie Teachers Clean? Nick Nolte, Joe Beth Williams. It was from '84.
I don't.
All right, so it was a fantastic film. So me and a friend were talking one day. We're like, whatever the fuck happened to Teachers? Like, it was a great movie, and you never fucking see it anymore on streaming or anything. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to go find it. I went and found it. And why you don't see it on streaming anymore? The gym teacher is fucking all kinds of girls at the school. He gets one pregnant, which was Laura Dern, and Nick Nolte, another teacher, takes her to have an abortion. And this is why you never see Teachers streaming anywhere, because in the age we live in, it would be wildly problematic. All right, I'm looking this up.
Yeah.
Kim Cattrall.
While you're looking that up, do you mind if I try some material that failed miserably at this engagement party I was at?
I would love for you to try material that failed. I love when somebody eats their balls.
Go for it. What?
She was with me, and she actually yelled at me on the car ride home.
Also, give me some context about the people.
Well, they were all right, but listen, I was there, and this one guy, he's like, yeah, I'm a quarter Serbian, quarter this, quarter Mexican, quarter Liberian, and there was like an old lady there and a few other young people, and I said, fun fact, did you know that the first recognized organization of books in order was in Liberia, and that's why they now call it a library. And they all went, I didn't know that.
You had to be fooled too.
Yeah, and then I said I was joking. So that was the first one that
good joke.
Well, nobody laughed, so it wasn't that good of a joke. And then the next one was nobody laughed on the stream either. Yeah, and the other one was that they were all serving coffee. And when I got my coffee, I said, hold the fort. Is this fair trade? Guys, is this fair trade? Is this fair trade? They started screaming out, is this fair trade? I thought that was funny, but nobody laughed. No laughs on any of the jokes at this party tonight, and I was devastated.
I like it.
Well,
I found the Kim Cattrall scene. I'll play it through here so you don't get a... I mean, you're not monetized anyway. I could just pull it up on the thing. But anyway, we'll do it this way. But this is her getting drilled by her gym teacher. Hold on, let me turn the sound up. And she howls. And now watch. So they all know he's boning her.
Oh my God.
You don't remember this?
No.
Clean.
It's been so long. Like, I literally haven't seen it since it came out. So
that was the first time I ever saw her. So the other gym teachers, like, you see them, like, they're running relays and shit down there. They hear her screaming because they're up in some rafters, and they're literally like collapsing, laughing their fucking asses off because they told him not to bang her because she does that, the howler or whatever the fuck her name was. I'm telling you,
that's a little excessive.
I don't know. It felt funny at the time in 19. The funniest part of that film was when the dude shoved his rod through the wall. You remember, and nobody. Am I the only one?
I don't remember a lot of things. I don't know.
So there was the big fat gym teacher, Miss Bowbreaker, right? And so this guy, they found out there was a hole in the girls' shower that you could watch them shower. So he decides it would be a funny trick to shove his rod through there. And Miss Ballbreaker comes in and she's got a hold of his rod and she's trying to pull it through the fucking wall.
Oh my.
Come on, man.
This actually,
I vaguely remember that. Yes.
This actually reminds me of the one time I went to Vegas. Can I tell you guys this story?
Did you shove your rod through something?
No, well, something similar, man. So I went to Vegas this one time, and I met this like midget, this like little person, and we became.
Was her name Bridget?
No, it was a guy. And we were just hanging out all night and playing, and we lost a bunch of money at the casino. So he tells me, you know what we should do? We should get a couple of dirty whores and go back to our rooms and have some dirty sex with them. And I said, okay, that sounds like a good idea. So I was drinking quite a bit. So we had these adjoining rooms, right? Me and this little person. So I went upstairs with my lady of the night, and I drank so much that I couldn't even perform. So I got frustrated. I just paid her and she left. And I want to go and get my friend, but I want to let him finish. So all I hear all night from the midget's room is 1, 2, 3, huh? 1, 2, 3, huh? What the hell is that? They have dirty midgets having some great sex over there. All night I just hear 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, Good God, this midget's really giving it to her. Wake up in the morning and I'm kind of upset because I lost a bunch of money at the casino and I couldn't even perform for the lady of the night. So I go to the midget. I'm like, man, you had some dirty sex, didn't you? He says, what are you talking about, man? I spent the whole night trying to jump into bed.
I knew a punchline was coming. I just didn't know what it was going to be.
Margie left, you know.
She had it with your fucking story, man. She had enough of your bullshit. I will tell you a story. It's maybe not as good as that, but so when I was still married, my brother-in-law was so fucked up, but I was fascinated by this guy. This motherfucker didn't give a shit about anything, right? So we go on a family vacation. My son is probably 2. His daughter was right around the same age, and it's me, him, his wife, his wife was my wife's sister. We have our kids, the in-laws, the parents were there, this whole fucking deal. First night we get there, me and him are sitting at the beach house and we're on the deck, and he goes, hey brother, he's like, after everybody goes to bed, swing on up to Atlantic City. I know this fucking massage parlor. They'll give you the rub and tug, $75. Right. And he's like, they'll take care of you and all this shit. And I was like, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, fuck is wrong with you, man? I'm on a fucking family vacation. My fucking kid's in there. What are you talking about? You know? And he's like, all right, man. All right, cool. I was just throwing it out. And I'm like, fucking, you know, but like at the same time, I thought it was funny as shit. But I was also like, bro, like our fucking kids are here. Like, what is wrong with you? Right. So 11 o'clock comes and he says to his wife, he's like, hey, I think I'm going to take a ride. And she's going, what are you doing? Everybody else is going to bed. He's like, I just want to fucking take a ride. I'm not tired. I just want to head out, man. And Joe's in the comment section. Is that place still there?
And are we going?
I mean, well, I don't know. I never went, but so he dips out. I go to bed. Next morning, I wake up and my ex-strife comes into the bedroom. She had already been up. She's like, don't go out there. And I was like, why? And she's like, I don't know. Like, she's like, Mike went up. I don't know. He went to Atlantic City. She's like, and he parked in a fucked up parking lot and they towed his car. Right. And she's like, and like she's yelling. He's like, Michelle's yelling at him and shit. So I walk out and I hear him saying, she's going, I don't understand. She's like, because he supposedly went to Taj Mahal. And she's like, Taj Mahal has a parking garage. Why would you park in some weird parking lot? And he's like, I made a mistake. All right, kill me. Like, I fucking made a mistake. She's like, well, you're fucking paying this $75, right? So this motherfucker.
Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Rachel.
He had a
go down story.
Yeah, fuck me. He had a fake towing slip from Bayside Towing for $75. But that wasn't the best part. He charged it to her credit card. And I just sat there and I looked at it and then I go and I grabbed the phone book. They all went to the beach. I grabbed the phone book and I look up Bayside Towing. No such fucking company. This was just a dummy fucking slip for every businessman that came into Atlantic City and got their fucking rod cranked off. I applaud his fucking bravado. You know, sometime a man has gusto. You know,
a lot of the strip clubs in Toronto, like on your credit card statement, it will show up as cafe at life.
Yeah.
Hey, how do you know that, Kevin? I heard that.
I went to strip clubs. You know I went to strip clubs. I went to strip clubs. It's a big deal. It's a strip club. You see some boobs, you see some ass. Eh. You know the thing women don't realize about men who go to strip clubs, especially like normal guys like us, like we don't go and sit in the front row and go, No. Usually you're trying your best kind of like not even to look at them because you kind of feel awkward looking at them. And then usually when you're there, you don't even really want to be there. You're there because it's a group of guys, and then everyone carries you there. You're like, whatever. And you're paying $10 a beer, and you're like, whatever, you know. It's
I'm sure you're not enjoying yourself.
No, hold on. I'm going to defend him here. I don't enjoy myself when I go. I don't know about him. Kevin is a creep, but I hate when I have to go to a fucking strip club. And I haven't been for a very long time. I used to have to go, like when you're younger, bachelor parties would happen, and of course you have to go to a strip club because that's what the bros fucking do. I had two different friends that dated strippers, and they would tell us like, we hate the fucking guys that come in there. So I never liked it because I knew they hated me, and I wasn't really into being there in the first place. So when they would come over and try to do their shit, I'd be like, look, man, I'm not giving you any money. Just fuck off to somebody else. Like, go do your shit somewhere else. Just because I don't know. I'm not there for it. And I know that they, like I said, I know they don't like me and shit. So the only fun part of going to strip clubs for me was when we do the bachelor parties, and a couple of friends, we'd pick who's going to be the guy. We would call it that guy that would be like, no, bro, she really likes me. And so we would sit there and bet. We'd bet money. Like,
Dave is always that guy.
Who?
Dave is always that guy.
You can tell he's that guy.
Dave tries to kiss hookers on the mouth.
Dave doesn't go to strip clubs. I don't believe Dave goes to strip clubs.
You're damn right. I don't. I've been to one in my whole life.
Well, I wouldn't go to Amish strip clubs either. Like, Amish strip clubs have to be very boring. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, on the south stage, Phyllis is going to churn butter.
See, this is what I have to deal with this low quality human being over here.
Oh, now I'm low quality.
You are less than low quality. Yeah.
I don't understand what you're
Clean, you're muted.
But everyone noticed that the strip club announcer voice is always Reaper.
Ladies and gentlemen, $35. There's dollars over here right now.
Have you ever been to a strip club?
Huh?
Have you ever been to a strip club, Margie?
Yes.
Male or female? Or both?
Female strip club. I've never been to a male strip club. Just
You've never
female.
seen men get naked?
No.
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 What did you think? What did you think of the female strip club? Did you enjoy your time there?
I was very young the first time I went, and it was I had no idea what to expect.
What kind of strip club was it? Was it just like, because I know there's different ones. There's statewide. So like some, they show their fucking full clam. Other ones is just a
No, this was, I think it was just more like bikini dancing kind of thing. I don't think they got too.
That's more like a go-go bar. That's not like a
No, it was a strip club. So maybe I don't remember. But listen, I was like 18 when I went to, no, maybe 21. I was probably 21 when I went to my first one. And all I know is that the girl like hit on me. And I was just very much like, whoa, what is happening? I'm in a strip club. It was just kind of those, like a random thing I wouldn't expect to do. But it was like late at night. And it was like, oh, let's go here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so yes, it was kind of my first experience. It was I definitely think I matured a little bit more that night.
The world became a different place after that night.
What is happening? And this girl like hit on me, and I was kind of like, whoa. So yes, that was my first experience at a strip club.
All right.
And the strippers are always even a little more friendly with the other women in the
I think they are. I think because they probably feel safer with the female, so then they hit on the female, You know what I mean? And that's like, of course, right? It's kind of whatever. But I do think they do that probably for that reason. They probably feel safer with the female, and
yeah. No, I like I said, the cats I knew that dated strippers, that like they hated fucking men, because I mean, you figure like, so we went into one in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We went down. One of my friends' parents owned a timeshare. Like, we were young, and we went down there. And it was like, we arrived in the Myrtle Beach, like it had to be like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And so everybody said, let's go to a fucking strip club, because, you know, we're young dudes.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a cat in there that had to be 40 something, 50 at the time. And he was like, he walks in and they're like, hey, Bill, like all the fucking strippers know him by fucking name, right? And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, so this guy comes here every fucking day, and he's pulling out ones, and they're coming over, and he was fucking hideous.
Yeah,
like
a regular customer.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, and he just was awful. And so, you know, I think about that, and then it's like, there's gotta be a bill or multiple bills in every fucking strip club, right?
Yeah.
So you have to hate men by default. You know what I mean? Like, at some point,
it is gross. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's their entertainment, I guess, right?
Sure.
Like, if they're lonely guys who aren't getting any, they probably go to the strip club and pay a lot of money.
God damn, Marcus Mando.
Yeah, I'm not going to read that out loud.
I will.
That really sounds like he just sucked 1,000 cons. Sperms.
I mean,
sperms in his throat and acid reflux because he swallowed so much cum.
You know, I mean, that's
Marcus always
pretty graphic. That's pretty graphic.
Yeah, that's some next level shit, man.
Wow, Marcus. Wow.
That is some next. So when I was a young man, there was a urban legend that went around that Rod Stewart fucking blew so many guys and swallowed so many loads that he had to have his stomach pumped.
Rod Stewart?
You never heard this? This was national fucking urban legend.
I think I heard this.
It was right up there with Richard Gere and the gerbil in his ass.
Yeah.
These were two urban legends that went around the entire nation. And you know, I later on in life, you know, I thought about it and I was like, I don't know. I think you could take how many batches are you fucking taking that you need your stomach pumped? You know, we've seen porn films.
That can't be good.
Yeah, exactly. There are women who get paid for that they don't need their stomach pumps.
Yeah, so I think we can confidently say, if we've learned nothing else here tonight on the Mr. Clean live stream, we have learned that Rod Stewart never had his stomach pumped because of so many batches.
I love that I'm the one who lost his wrench. I'm the one. I'm telling bad jokes, and I'm defending Margie, and I lost the wrench.
I don't think Dave's comfortable. Dave, are you uncomfortable with this conversation, Dave?
No, absolutely not.
Dave, you better have my back.
Are you doing something else?
I do have your back. I have your back.
You treat me like shit, and now, Clean.
Whoa.
Why are you texting me as you're going to kick me out, Clean? What the hell?
No, in fairness to what Dave was
going to kick me out.
No, you kicked him out. What Dave was doing, he was distracted.
He tried to make it look like I was kicking him out, but he left.
Dave was just looking up how much sperm can I drink before I need my stomach pumped, is what Dave was up there doing.
I did actually. 69 gallons.
Do you think that's actually true?
No,
it's not.
Legend.
I was going to tell Kevin a good dad joke.
Pretty good story though, like that it lasted, because I did hear the same story.
Yeah, dude, it was a huge fucking story, and it's something that only in the naivete before, like back in those days, before we had Pornhub, and we could see exactly.
Yeah, you might have believed it.
Yeah, exactly how much sperm somebody could consume before they would need their stomach pump. We didn't have access to this kind of
information. But then when you watch the 80s,
so you believed it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because you didn't know any better.
Okay.
Like back then, you didn't see, you didn't have Pornhub, and you would see a woman just fucking down a whole mug of fucking batch. You didn't see these kinds of things back then.
Ew, a mug?
Yeah, it happens. Look, so we were, back then you would think,
now I'm uncomfortable.
Crazy. That's all I'm saying. You know,
It's uncomfortable.
We were.
Why are you watching girls drinking pictures of cum? What is wrong with you?
It was
what in the actual fuck is wrong with you?
It was scientific purposes, Dave.
No, it was not.
How can I speak on things if I don't have a frame of reference?
But there's something that you just shouldn't have a frame of reference about.
Sure you should. This is why you're an ignoramus. You know, you go around and you spout off about things.
Can I just say, Dave has the coolest hair and facial hair.
He does.
I love how the sides
and a very cool background.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I love Dave's background.
Yeah, shut up. Don't do it. Don't be that guy.
What guy?
Don't be.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
what guy am I?
What is that? Is that a fake? Oh my gosh.
That's major fuckery.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a clone.
But you're missing the pink lights. The pink lights makes the whole thing.
He did it 3 weeks ago.
He cloned it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but
you gotta keep changing it up, then, Dave.
No.
Yeah.
Joe, can you make a clone of my background?
I could. Like after this stream, I can. The beautiful.
What about my background?
I could take your stream too. So the beautiful thing about the new Photoshop generative fill, it's unbelievable. It's like sorcery. So
I hate it.
I could screen grab this. I could lasso tool clean, or I could lasso tool Margie. Hit the generative fill button. It look what it did. Look. So I took Dave.
Which perfumes did it put there?
I don't know. Let's see. So look, it created perfumes because Dave was in this picture. Like,
yeah.
So it literally created bottles that don't exist. And
amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking.
What
crazy.
does Dave have behind him? Let's see it. Big screen.
I have I don't know. Do you really want me to go through all this?
Move your beautiful head.
I see some Nasomato. There's some Zerjoff.
Could you imagine if the generative fill got some right?
Yeah.
You know what's weird? My generative fill made it look like a
I
Nalton
love that
bottle.
little house. Or that was is that what's his name?
I see a
That's Sydney
leather
Rockpool. Is that the Rock?
This is Sydney Rockpool. That is Indigo Smoke. That's back there.
Okay. I have I have an Arquiste too.
I do have Sydney Rockpool, and that's fantastic stuff. I have some classics up here too.
Nice, Raja.
I wonder, do you have Bon Viv, right?
Oh yeah, I have all the dance shit paid
like
for, and I'm not bitching that I have to pay for them. I'm not you.
I feel horrible about what happened to Dan's bottle.
I used to like Bon Vivier, but now when I smell it, it smells like a retirement home.
Who told you?
Craziest thing?
That's what Erica said.
I think that was my favorite of the whole bunch.
Yeah, Bon Vivier.
It's awesome.
I love Super Fulminari, but I broke it in my house and I can never smell it again.
Oh, this is my Chypre Fulminari is
great.
my favorite. It's my favorite from the house. But you know what though? The new one, Gravitas Essentia.
Ooh.
That stuff is amazing.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Is it like really very good. Citrus at the top? Is it like bergamot or what is it? Like, is it very? I pictured it being lighter then. Right?
You know what? Why don't I? You want me to get it? I'll get it. It's like 2 feet away from me.
Sure.
Yeah,
all right. I'll be right back.
Okay. This is my Arquiste Fleur de Lis. It's like a Chanel No. 5.
Oh, that's the Arquiste.
Like, this is really damn good. This is Arquiste Fleur de Lis. It's totally like a Chanel No. 5.
Nice.
But not, it's actually like on a whole nother like register. Like Chanel No. 5 is very just high pitched. This is like Chanel No. 5, but it's a little bit more mellow. It's really good.
More current?
Oh yeah, I think so. For sure. When Alex came here, he wanted it because I have a backup bottle of this because I was crazy at the time and I bought two. But Alex wanted to buy this because this bottle's all messed up. So he said he might want to buy this one. But I have a backup bottle. Anyways, it's really, really good. I love it.
Wow, almost everybody in the chat now are wrenches.
The whole chat.
You only have wrenches here? They're just going to cancel each other out.
Not entirely, but mostly.
Let me
Marcus is asking what I think of what Chanel. Chanel number 5. It didn't move me. It didn't. I've only smelled it. I've only smelled it once, and I didn't get it. So.
Did it seem old to you? Like very old lady to you?
It seems
right?
Like me, yeah.
Because that's how I felt about it at first.
I don't know what I had no associations with it, actually. I really had no associations.
I don't either.
I don't think anyone growing up around me wore it. So it's not a smell that I remembered. I had no associations, and it didn't move me. I didn't get it.
Yeah. It's fucking good though. Oh, Premier.
You're muted, Dave.
Chanel number 5. Oh, Premier's good stuff.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
It's like greener.
Chanel is a great house overall. Why am I full screen? Am I?
Because you're talking about that one.
Gravitas?
Yes. Smell it and tell us.
Essentia.
So I have Gravitas too. Besides that.
So it's definitely fresher.
Mm-hmm.
Citrus, yes, but I get more of a green floral vibe, but not distinct florals. You definitely get the Gravitas DNA for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's I know Dan has said that the vanilla is toned down. The vanilla is detectable, but definitely turned down. Yeah, turned down. Oh, it's so good. It is like a summer fougere. It really is.
Nice.
There's also a little bit of spice in here, not too much though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really fresh,
nice.
a fresh green fougere.
Nice.
And what I like about it is it doesn't have the projection that Gravitas has. It sits a little bit closer to the skin, but it lasts forever.
Nice. It sounds great.
So yeah, it is really great. I'm a big fan of his line. I really am. I love the line.
I like Bon Vivre a lot. I think that ended up being my favorite. And then Sheeper Fulminari I loved from the start.
Man.
I totally messed up my whole association with it because I literally dropped like 100 ml bottle onto my tile.
Cheaper Fulminari is a little too aggressive for me.
This stuff
now I think it is.
I like it.
Powerful.
Which one?
It is so strong. Cheaper Fulminari is
Oh yeah, it's strong. I had
stuff.
that in my whole house on my wooden desk. It was throughout my whole house, literally like months.
That had to be rough.
It was rough.
I
still smell it to this day.
Oh, you know what? The citruses are coming out a little bit more.
I see.
So yeah, you're right. You're right about the citrus. Oh, it's so good. It's so fresh. This is like with this one, you feel like.
Is it powdery to you? Is it powdery or?
Yeah, lightly powdery. It has like a barbershop feel.
Nice. Maybe Dan will send me a bottle.
It's fantastic.
If he sends you a fucking bottle, me and Naughton are at war. You listen up.
I know.
Listen up. You know,
Margie, fragrance enthusiast wants to know if you also hate amberwood like I do.
So I can't put my finger on it if it's amberwood, in fact. But I hate anything that lasts way too long on me. If you're going to last more than 2 days, a day or two, I can't deal with you. Like if it sticks that much, I don't know if that's amberwood, probably like synthetic musk. I don't know. I don't like anything that's.
I think I sent you some some amberwood.
I know what amberwood smells like. It's a thing, but it doesn't bug me unless it's super aggressive, I guess.
I think it shows up more in modern masculines than.
What would you say? Like, okay, Dave, like what is the one perfume that you're like, oh my God, that's an amberwood bomb?
A lot of the mainstream designers have, like Sauvage Elixir.
Yeah, Sauvage. Everyone references Sauvage.
But Elixir for sure is, I could smell it right from the atomizer. This is the only fragrance, though, that has amberwood that I can actually tolerate. And I'll tell you what, I actually enjoy this stuff. I barely wear it. I mean, I can't wear it in the summer, but just because it's way too much for me. It's strong. Like Dior has these kind of like 3-point pressurized atomizers. They probably have the best atomizers in.
I agree.
In this space.
I have a Dior bottle that's insane. It just sprays so well.
But you can literally smell that spicy, woody kind of. But the weird thing about this is,
look at this.
The amberwood, it's amberwood dominant, but I can actually tolerate it in here. It's weird.
Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. Maybe it's because the DNA like lingers in the back and it kind of covers it up a little bit. I know this is kind of like, not the thing to say, but I do enjoy the Sauvage DNA. I actually don't mind it. I think it's good. Do I wear it like on a consistent basis? Do I pull for it? No, not really. But I do enjoy the line itself. If I was going to recommend, shower gel-esque like blue fragrances, Sauvage wouldn't be the one.
No,
in the designer world,
like
Bleu de Chanel can't be topped. Yeah, it can't be matched.
Oh yeah.
Bleu de Chanel is the best in the designer space. Like,
it's so good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's
perfect. I love it. I'll always have a bottle of that.
Yeah.
Always.
I never even liked shower gel scent in shower gels when it started. Like, I liked shower gel, but I would never get the ones that smelled like what we think of as shower gel.
Yeah.
You know what? Just skip the moderns and get Serge Lutens Chergui. Just get that instead.
I need to get that one still. I don't have that one.
Oh, you will love this. It is fantastic.
I
Hazy
smell it
tobacco.
like what?
Honey?
Margie likes her Surge.
Listen, here's the thing with this. It's uber powdery. I bought this toward the end of fall. And I put a nice little dent in that. This is definitely like a fall winter. And it wears heavy. It wears heavy. It's dense. Yeah. It is a pretty. It's
I need to get that.
Fragrance.
I smelled it way too early on in my, like collecting. So I didn't like it back then, but I feel like I would like it now.
Oh, it's so damn good. But the funny thing is like, people. I was asking different people about this fragrance, and there were some people that were like, "Oh, if you're." If you can't find a vintage batch, don't bother with the new stuff. And I talked to Sebastian about it, and he was like, "Dude, that and Ombre Sultan need to be in your collection
Ombre Sultan
immediately." So
that is like the
as
best.
As soon as he said that, I bought them both.
Yeah.
I didn't even smell them. But when
Ombre Sultan is so good.
He's one of the few people like you need this in your collection. All right, I'm gonna buy it. And you know what? I don't know what vintage.
Who?
Sebastian, the perfume guy.
The perfume guy.
Jara.
I'm gonna go crash his store because he doesn't live too far from me.
Oh my god!
Oh,
this
I thought he lived in the Bay Area.
No, but like, do you have to make an appointment to go see him? And like, because he seems like he has like a store, actually, correct?
No,
like
it's not a store.
I think it is.
He consults, doesn't he?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yes.
But he'll I can make an appointment with him and go see him.
Wait,
but isn't he in the Bay Area?
He's in San Francisco.
Yeah, he's in San Francisco.
That's like 8 hours away for you by car.
I can fly up there. Easy.
That's not near you.
I'll go see his ass. Just kidding. I would like to though. I would like to
ladies
kind
and
of
gentlemen, in a minute and a half, it'll be 3.5 hours, which for some reason is how the time I've ended every stream so far.
And Clean is telling me it's time for me to lay in bed and watch more Lost in Space episodes.
Okay, no, just get out of here.
Really going to be watching Lost.
You don't have to lay in bed.
Perfume, though, can we keep talking about perfume?
I mean, you can. I'm going to watch Lost.
Yeah, but I'm gonna kill the stream in a minute, Margie, and we can talk perfume backstage.
Why? I want to talk about perfume. Okay, fine. That's
hey,
fine.
at 3 hours and 32 minutes, you could do shoe of the day.
Actually,
actually,
Margie, do you have a shoe of the day?
Shoes.
Because I have something for you if you have shoe of the day. Do you have a shoe of the day?
I have shoes on.
Do you want to show a shoe of the day?
Sure, but I don't know if I can actually show you. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see about this.
Because I have something new I'm going to put in here if you show the shoe of the day.
I have new shoes actually, because I always have new shoes. I always have new shoes. Let that be recognized. Just kidding. These are, you can't really see them.
I see them now.
Okay.
You see my shoes? They're cute, yes. Right?
Those are good
they're
shoes.
like, they're kind of like just casual, comfortable shoes. Oh, shit.
Dave Callie has similar shoes on. Marcus Mandel says that I am an awesome dude, and he just wanted me to know that. And I think
you can't see it very well.
So, okay, so now that we've seen shoe of the day here, Margie, this is for you.
I'll also tell you how you can damage your arches. Nobody ever anticipated something like high-heeled shoes. They're dangerous, they're hurtful, and they work to destroy what nature has taken millions of years to create.
I disagree.
That was hilarious.
He's an incel. I know an incel when I see one.
That was awesome. Well played. Well played. And you know what? That wasn't even planned. I was legitimately asking. That was you don't laugh. You just sit there and be quiet.
I'll laugh at you anytime I fucking want.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry about that.
Son of a bitch.
I happened upon, I was watching something where that was on it. That was part of it. He was talking about, the whole thing was parts of the human body that we think are defunct, like parts of our body we don't need, so like the appendix and these various parts like that. And at the end of it that he talked about, he said that. I was like, oh, at some point there'll probably be shoes on the stream. So there you go.
That was a good one, Clean.
This is production value. This is what you got to do. You got to bring production value to your stream. Clean has done that. Clean has done that. That's what I'm saying. Monster Cox Incorporated.
Oh yeah, that's Dan did not even pull that one up. That was one of my movie
I think I'm
titles.
going to go live after this.
That was
You're
one of my
going
movie
live to
titles.
talk about Monster Cox Incorporated? Like right
Monsters,
away,
Inc.
the idea for a live stream?
I'm not tired.
I am.
You know I like 9-hour streams.
You're 3 hours behind the rest of us over here. Well, not Clean.
Exactly. It's 8 o'clock. No, it's 9. It's 9 here.
Me and Dave Callie are in the same region, which
I'm like half asleep.
You guys look so tired.
But let's say goodbye to everybody, and we'll see each other backstage in a minute. So
all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Next time. Have a good night, everyone. I hope it was fun.
I thought it was
out.
All right.